Keep this live. Alrighty, we are live. We are going to be playing Death is the New Pink. Highly recommended for anybody who wants to play post-apocalyptic, crazy, mayhem, death-defying, Mad Max, Tank Girl, conglomeration of whatever. I will just swing across the bottoms, let you guys introduce whatever character you are starting out with, and then I'll set the scene and we will kick things off. And as always, Chex, you always seem to be the first one on my screen, so you're up first.
It's always me.
No.
Yeah, my first character of tonight is Snuffles, who is dressed in a ragtag patchwork, salvaged armour, bits of old washing machines, car parts, a mouldy, tattered leather gimp costume. He also wears a teddy bear's head as a helmet that kind of muffles his speech, makes him sound a bit Scottish, and he wields a spiked chain that's attached to his wrist by a manacle, which is no way connected to the gimp suit, I swear.
Sure it isn't. Sure it isn't. Alexander, want to go next?
Sure. I am going to be playing first Axel. He has daggers, a lot of them. A lot of them. He's got 4 shots of super crank. He's got a jar of ether. He's got twitchy eyes, crooked ears, and one of his arms is significantly shorter than the other.
One T-Rex arm. And Jeremy, who are you going with first?
I'm going to be playing Riggs. He smokes a little bit too much, and you can find him just kind of laughing for no reason all the time.
All right. And John, what you got first?
First guy up's gonna be Lucky Shit. He's got a huge hand cannon that he waves around, and he also has a gun. And he wears a big Viking helmet and has a bunch of pelts that are all woven together in this one huge cloak, but the pelts are all from stuffed animals, from kids' stuffed animals. So they got like teddy bears and rabbits and Hello Kitty and stuff like that. I'll make one big blanket.
Nice. And just as a note, I don't have your character sheets on my end, so you guys will just have to let me know what equipment and what have you whenever it comes up, kind of thing. So. All right. You guys go by the group name the Abysmals. Now, all of your characters are really all part of this group. You're just going to be focusing on one character at a time. And then as one dies, you'll introduce the other. But it's sort of assumed in the background that this whole tribe, all of you have 4 characters, are all kind of there together hanging out, even if some are trailing behind or coming in from parachutes or wherever you want them to come from. You've been sitting in this old, run-down tavern. It's called the Bloody Stool. It's on the outskirts of the Phallus Rock Canyon. Place smells very strong of warm ale, stale urine, and old fish. The place is pretty much made up of old weathered pallets, bits of sheet metal, some old car parts tackled on, cables running through, kind of holding everything together. The bartender behind the bar looks a lot like Woody Harrelson, speaks with a real gruff voice, and he promises you that whatever is in his bucket and that he's pouring into your cups is high-end ale. Doesn't taste like it, and you're not quite exactly sure if it's even ale to begin with, but it tastes horrible, and it gives you a little bit of a buzz, so you might as well drink it anyway. The whole back side of this Bloody Stool Tavern here is just one big open area. It's like they never finished building or something. Just the whole backside is completely open, and it leads out into the desert wasteland, which is called Scratch Town. You can see these old mongrel, mangy-looking coy dogs, stray cats, and everything going around. Every now and then, people will toss bits of food out there for them just to watch them fight. There's a whole group kind of piled around this one area where these dogs are fighting. In between all these stools and tables beneath your feet, there's what they call twig chickens. Almost kind of look like a really skinny, featherless chicken. They have 4 legs, these real long ostrich sort of necks. They crawl around and just pick up all the crumbs and stuff beneath your feet. They're known to bite your testicles fairly often. As long as you keep them away, you'll be all right, though. The tables, chairs are just whatever kind of junk they could make tables and chairs out of. Some of you sit on bits of petrified wood, rocks, barrels, some actual stools, car tires, whatever might happen to be there that works as a stool. So for the past 2 hours, your group has been hanging out, drinking some swill, playing cards, listening to the table that's behind you. See, there's 3 people behind you, 2 men and a woman. The woman seems to be middle-aged. She wears heavy leathers. She has like a desert cap on with goggles that are real dark, like almost a pitch black welding goggles that she covers over her eyes, but she seems like she can see perfectly fine still. Right beside her is another man, which you kind of get the assumption might be her husband or her partner or something. They seem to be really close to each other, and they talk to another third man who's sitting across the table from them. I need all of you to give me a moxie roll and let me know if it's a success to see what you overhear.
Is equal to a success?
Yes.
All right, success.
Are there measures of success? Because I got way under my normal roll.
Nope, just success and fail.
Success.
All right.
Also a success.
I also succeeded.
Oh, man.
Surprising.
So, as you guys have been listening in, your group is not the most wealthy. You guys have probably went through many people on your team, your little clan, and tend to die quite often, but you're just waiting for that opportunity to strike it rich, get some good wheels under your feet, some cars, and then you could rule the wasteland. But you over here, these people behind you, the woman's name is Ellen, seems to be a middle-aged female. This person that you're assuming must be a partner or a husband, whatever, is named Catcher. And the third person they've been talking to is Dirk, who seems to be a mechanic of some sort. Ellen and Catcher have discovered an old car buried and preserved in the bunker out in the desert. They say it's in immaculate condition, but it needs a few parts, but they think they can get it running. Ellen describes the car as large and black, with the biggest engine she has ever seen. Perhaps it's the legendary last V8 that's said to exist. It needs tires, oil, gas, and a set of cams and cables. They've already secured the tires, and they have them in the bunker with it. The oil and gas, their third friend, who they called Kevin, is already underway. He should be taking 2 barrels of oil and 2 barrels of gas for the vehicle. They've been sitting here talking with Dirk for the past hour or so as you've been listening over. And as I said, he seems to be a mechanic, but he's mentioned taking them out to an old junkyard. He's pretty sure that they have a couple rundown V8s, but he should be able to get all the cams and cables and perhaps a couple extra cylinders, everything they should need to get this car running. So as all of you are over listening all this and taking in what information you can, what are you guys up to?
Do we know these people from before?
Nope, complete strangers. You've never seen them in here before.
Is there any indication by their clothing we could determine if they're from a local tribe or anything like that?
They look like they're probably scavengers sort. I mean, they wear basic scavenger clothes, fairly dirty. They don't seem to have any set place. You can see the woman's carrying a large backpack. She has it set down beside her at the moment, but it has all the basic, like a tent and water gear and stuff like that. Like they basically live in the wastelands, traveling from place to place. Dirk, on the other hand, doesn't have any supplies with him, so it's assumed he's probably from in town somewhere or somewhere local.
So I guess we help them or we watch them and take their stuff.
Well, we could kill them, but then we wouldn't know where the thing is.
Correct.
We could follow them and then kill them.
Following sounds good.
I totally think we should ask them if they have any bud, man.
We could say that they should join the Abysmals.
Plus 5 points for that one.
Oh boy.
I vote for following them.
But like, then how are we gonna know if they have any bud, man?
Well, we'll know. We'll follow them, right? So then they're there, and we're here, and then they go over there, we go over there, right? And then when they find the car, we kill them and take whatever they have. And so if they have bud, then we'll know because we took it.
Yeah, I like taking things, man.
You stupid.
Well, who's stupid? You're stupid.
Hold on, wait, me? No, man. I just like taking things, man.
Oh, so does Catcher.
It's all of you.
Wait, Do I go and ask them if they have some bud, man?
Yeah, go ask him.
All right, man. Totally. So Riggs walks over there kind of laughing, and he's like, hey, man, I just ran out of some bud. Do you guys got any bud, man?
See, Ellen, she was in the middle. It looks like she was getting ready to hand over a wad of credits, cash to Dirk, but she kind of stops and brings it back and stuffs it down into her shirt a little bit and looks up at you, Riggs. And, now, if you don't mind, we're having a meeting. You can see this guy that's next to her giving you sort of the stink eye as he looks at you, Riggs.
Oh, meeting, awesome, man! I like meetings. And he like pulls up the like the rundown tire that's next to him and sits down at the table.
Give me a dodging some shit roll.
Fail.
Sit down. You can see this girl. She cracks a little bit of a smile, and then you feel that sharp point of a dagger in your side. She doesn't stab you or anything. She just holds it there. She says, "We don't need any guests. How about you be along before I gut you?"
Whoa, whoa, whoa! That doesn't have anything to do with any of the bud I asked for. I guess I'll just go hang out with my friends. I bet they're way cooler than you guys anyway.
Why don't you do that, loser?
And, you know, he shambles over there with his, like, thick dreadlocks and his goggles kind of poking out from under the thing, kind of like a post-apocalyptic It. And he's like, dude, those guys don't have any bud. Why did I even go over there?
No, they're fucking lying. They got lots of bud. Look at them.
Why
Dude,
you were?
she did have a bunch of money, dude. A bunch of credit. She has it in her tit, man. In her tit.
You've seen at least 400 credits there.
It
Is
looked
that a
like
lot?
at least 100 credits, man.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Oh shit. Are there rules against killing people taking their stuff right here?
It's pretty frowned upon, yeah.
All right, we'll wait till they go outside.
As you sit back down, Riggs, and you're getting ready, you know, to kind of look over your shoulder, and you can see a little bit of a ruckus is starting over to the side, and you see this. He's short, maybe barely 5 feet, but he has to weigh at least 300 pounds, sitting in this chair, and he just stands up with a flurry. You see this bright orange knitted squid hat wearing on his head, the sides kind of dangled down, and he grabs a hold of this table that he's sitting at. These people that are around, looks like they're playing some sort of game or something of cards, and he grabs his table and just upends it. Water, juice, what's called ale in this place, food, everything just scatters across the floor. Almost within seconds, these mangy dogs and cats outside swarm through this place, trying to get whatever scraps they can get. You see these small little twig chickens just erupt. Feathers, what few they have anyway, are flying around, but mostly just featherless, naked, four-legged chickens flapping through the air. And you see one of these guys, looks like he's pretty slack for the most part, just start bawling his eyes out and trying to scoop up what little bit of beer he can on the floor with his hands and kind of slurping it into his mouth. Other people start to get up. You see a few fights break out. I need everybody to give me a DSS roll.
DSS. Rolling on a 20, trying to get equal or two below.
Yep.
Correct?
You got it.
That's fail from Snuffles.
Exactly 11 what I needed.
Snuffles take 1 point of damage. Take it off armor first, and then you go down to hit points if you have any.
Not even close, baby.
1 point for you, then 2.
And I failed as well.
4 points for you.
Jesus Christ.
And you see people just break out. You're just kind of clipped in the side shoulder, Snuffles, by a flying chicken. I don't know, what's your character name, Alexander?
Axel.
Axel.
Axel the Awesome.
Axel the Awesome. Yeah, you're kind of caught in the corner by the same chicken that's flapping between you and Snuffles, just freaking out, pecking at your eyes. Poor Riggs, though, as you turn around, you just see what's left of a bottle come smashing across the side of your face. Opens up this big laceration. What do you guys do?
Use this as an opportunity to try and steal that girl's boob money.
Flip around. You can see she's a few feet away, but her, Dirk, catch them. All of them have their backs up to the wall, and you can see that they're trying to shimmy their way out of this building. She's within arm's reach of you because they just stepped back from their table. So if you want to try something, you can. She'd probably notice, but you'd need a DSS roll, a good one, to try and.
No, I'm gonna try and distract her by my awesome kissery, and I'm gonna kiss her face and then grope her and take the money.
Give me a moxie roll.
Good, I'm even worse at that. But it doesn't matter because I rolled a 2.
Nice. So yeah, you're able immediately to press up against her, give her this kiss, grope her a little bit. She quickly shoves you off. Her dagger's in her hands within seconds, but you kind of slip that money that you got from her into her pocket. Her tit hangs out for the moment as you kind of straightens it up the best you can. Other shit's starting to go on around you guys. She gives you this really dirty look and just stares you down, Axel. But she keeps shimmying across the wall. The 2 other guys you were with didn't seem to notice when you did this, but she hasn't said anything yet. They just seem more intent on getting out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna just fade into the crowd now.
All right. And what are the other 3 doing?
Lucky Shit's gonna grab a pair of twig chickens and start waving them around in the air. Woo, 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 woo! He's gonna jump from table to table and try to get outside, making it look. He's purposely going to be going outside, but he's making a show of it that he just doesn't care because he's batshit crazy.
Beautiful. So moving from table to table, nunchuck twig chickens in hand, swirling them about. Give me a DSS.
Yes.
Actually, I'm going to say a bad roll because that seems kind of badass.
Yikes. My bad's kind of low. All right. I need a 10, and I got a 12, so I didn't make it.
So, yeah, it doesn't quite look as awesome as you were hoping it does. As you kind of swing the chickens around, one of their legs snaps and kind of the chicken goes flying. You're still holding a bit of its leg in hand. The other one's just flapping like crazy and smacking you in the face with its wings. You take a step on one of these tables just to have the thing, collapse down under you. So you're kind of laying on your back, holding one twig chicken in hand, just a leg of another. In the other hand, commotion all around you. Snuffles and Riggs, what are you guys doing?
Well, imagine Snuffles has his teddy bear mask turned round, like to look behind him at what Riggs was doing before. He's still facing forward, but the helmet's turned round. So he doesn't see this twig chicken as it slaps into him. He'll slowly turn the helmet round in what he thinks is an intimidating manner, but how intimidating can you be when you're wearing a teddy bear face? But he's going to pick up the twig chicken, look to see in what rough direction it came from, and then pick it up, go towards whoever he thinks. Not whoever did it, but whoever he thinks did it, and try and stab them in the face with it. Speak first, obviously.
Grab this chicken, look around. Looks like it kind of came off to your left a little bit. And you look that way. All you see is this fat man in a squid hat, and directly behind him, this Woody Harrelson-looking bartender staring back at you.
I'm going for the guy in the squid hat then.
That's a great pick. Run over and give me a badass roll.
This is bad. The stats I've got on screen aren't actually Snuffle's stats for some reason. So it's actually a 9, which he fails because he rolls a 19.
Yep, you see this man come over, and all he does is kind of put out his hand, and you feel your whole body lock up. Your joints stiffen up, your muscles twitch, and it's almost, you can see he must have some sort of psionic power or something. Your whole body just goes completely stiff. This chicken's still flapping in your hands, but you're unable to move for the moment. And Riggs, what are you doing?
So like days from the bottle hitting him, he kind of shakes his head, and then he sees Lucky Shit kind of fall off onto the ground. And like as he's laying there, he goes over and kind of stands over top of him and goes, "Dude, you fucking suck, man."
Give yourself 2 bonus points, Riggs. You see this guy look down at you as well. Lucky shit. He reaches down his hand. You can see there's like 12 fingers on his one hand as he's reaching down almost to help you up. You recognize him. He used to be a part of the Abysmals a long time ago. His name's Jim. Jim thought he was a bit better than you all. You know, he had a few more fingers to do the jobs that you guys couldn't quite do. Figured you sucked at it. And he went out and struck up his own team, the Pink Ladies. All of you have probably wanted to be on the Pink Ladies for a while now, but he hasn't quite let you. But as he stands over you, lucky shit, and he reaches his 12-fingered hand down to offer you a hand up. Says, "Ah, man, how you been? Not doing too good on the ground there. How about you lend you a hand?"
Yeah, he fucking sucks, doesn't he, dude?
Lucky shit's gonna take his hand and say, "Woo woo woo woo!" And when he goes up, he's gonna smack fucking mouthy pothead in the face with the twig chicken.
Oh, Riggs, give me a DSS.
Also, I forgot to do it, but can I spend 10 points to reduce 2 of the damage that I took?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. All right. Anyway, dodge some shit. A 2.
Nice. So yeah, you can dodge this twig chicken as lucky shit swings it at your face.
I told you suck, lucky shit, man. Who even named you, bro?
Over to the side, Axel, as you look over, you can still see these 3 people. They're about halfway out. You see the one guy, Dirk, as he gets to the edge of this building, he turns the corner and runs around behind it. Behind him, Catcher and Alan look like they're getting ready to go. But they're just almost covered up by the crowd around you in an instant. She still gives you that one last glare in your direction.
I blow her a kiss.
Yeah, she doesn't seem too fond of that, but you see her as she just kind of screws around the corner as well. And then there's this large, fat, squid-headed man standing in front of you, pushes his hands out kind of into your chest and shoves you back, reaches behind him, looks like he's getting ready to grab a stool, his eyes glaring at you. Yeah, what do you guys want to do from there?
So someone's gonna go fuck up my bro, right?
I'm gonna try to.
Yeah, I'm gonna push him, man. I'm gonna push him and try and take his stool.
Gross.
Yeah,
The bloody stool?
yeah, the one he's picking up.
Oh, you could totally do that. You don't even need to roll. He doesn't really see you. You're kind of off to the side there, and doesn't seem like he's the most capable fighter of the bunch anyway. He was just hoping to get a lucky shot in.
And I say, whoa, 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 bro. He's drunk. You're drunk. I'm awesome. Let's stop fighting.
And leans forward in a little bit close to you. Stares at you for a moment, and then just lets out this hellacious belch. Give me a moxie roll.
Gross.
Oh, shit, no way, man.
It just reeks of old ale, garlic, whatever possible you can imagine. This vomit sort of smell lingering along with it. You're going to lose 1d4 moxie. So 2 moxie. And you can feel your whole head just get lightheaded, this stomach sort of churn a little bit.
Shit, bro. The fuck you been eating? I want some of that.
What are the rest of you up to? You can hear sounds like a motorcycle engine outside start revving up.
Did the people we were watching make it out? Are they no longer in the building?
You see one of them has made it out, and he's went around to the side. That's where you can hear the engine. It sounds like a loud motorcycle starting up. The other 2 are just at the side of the building getting ready to exit out the side.
Do we have motorcycles or a vehicle or anything to work with? Camel?
Not unless one of your characters has one. I don't know if any of you have picked a character that has one to start with. But there are, like, motorcycles and different things outside. So, I mean, you could always steal something.
Hell yeah. Time to steal some bikes, bros.
I do like taking shit, man. It's not going to look like the thing you just did, though, right? Do you even know how to ride?
Gonna. Lucky shit's gonna make his way outside for the motorcycle if he can.
All right. Start working your way through this crowd. Give me a DSS roll. See if you can get out of there before somebody harasses you.
DSS rolling. Survey says a 7. Yes.
Nice. So yeah, you're able to kind of move in between people, use a few of these twig chickens and these dogs, this commotion. You get to the edge of this building. As you look around the corner, you can see 2 bikes. Dirk is on one. It's like a trike. Looks pretty rusted out. Not the greatest. None of these vehicles really are any good. But yeah, he's on this large trike. And then you see Ellen and Ketcher, the other 2. He's on basic dirt bike, but it has a little sidecar attached to it. Almost kind of looks like one of those red flyer wagons with some larger mud tires on it that she's sitting down in, and quickly straps down around, and you can hear them start that up and start to take off down the road.
And there's only 2 bikes. That's just the 2 of them. They took them.
That's their 2 bikes, yeah. But there's probably a good 5 or 6 other bikes. You see a large car that's out there, truck. Nothing's in great condition. You don't know what might run and what doesn't, but there are vehicles and stuff out there.
All right, he's gonna go for the truck. He'll make a run for the truck. See if he can get that started.
All right. So if you look over, you can see lucky shit running across the dirt outside. Twig chickens scattering everywhere. A few of these dogs snarling at them as they drag away pieces of meat. One of them seems to be dragging away a woman who's still screaming. As he makes his way towards this truck in the distance, looks like just an old pickup truck. The bed of it's been pretty much torn apart, so it's just the frame and a couple planks of wood on the back. There's no windshield or any windows or glass or anything in this thing. One of the doors is half hanging off, but he's in there going to get ready to try and get that going. What do the rest of you do? You're still stuck inside at the moment.
Can Snuffles actually move? Is
Yeah.
he still paralyzed? He can.
You feel it start to kind of wash over once the squid guy isn't focused on you, basically.
Okay, because I'm still focused on him. Because he's turned towards Axel. He's rufted in his face. I'm going to take the squid hat from his head, stuff the twig chicken inside the squid hat, and beat him to death with it.
Beautiful. I'm going to say, damn, a twig chicken in a squid hat, 1d6 damage.
Twig chicken. It is a pink die, by the way. Just
Whoop.
in case.
I'll give you a bonus 4 points.
Okay, that's 4 damage.
That's exactly what he has. So describe what you do to him.
It's just a brutal beatdown. It's essentially the pool ball inside the sock scenario, except a little different. But yeah, he just beats him into a pulp until there's nothing left but a gargling mess of a face.
Nice. There ain't much left of the twig chicken inside either, but you're pretty sure you could probably cook this thing up for a hell of a meal later. It's very tenderized. So yeah, you watch this as it all goes down right beside you. Axel, Snuffles comes over and just starts beating the squid hat guy with this chicken in a hat.
I fist bump him.
Give him the old fist bump. Let's see. Riggs, what do you do?
I would have followed Lucky shit out,
All right.
laughing the whole time.
Give me a DSS, I'm going to say with a -2, since he's kind of clearing the way for you a little bit.
No, fail still.
So yeah, just as you get to the edge of this thing, you can see these 3 people that you're interested in start to take off down it's not really a road, but the path, I guess, on their bikes. And you see Lucky shit haul ass across the yard towards this truck. And then you feel this really gruff grab on the back of your shoulder, and you just kind of feel yourself get thrown back. You hit the ground kind of hard. You're looking up at this bartender who's looking down at you. You can see he leans in kind of close. And when he opens his mouth, you can see what looks to be this small, almost like humanoid figure standing on his tongue as he opens his mouth up. And it too just sort of looks at you. Give me a moxie roll.
Fail.
Yeah. So as you look at this thing, you kind of taken by surprise a little bit, maybe just staring in awe, maybe a little bit of a giggle. Whatever the case is this bartender guy leans in close. His whole body just completely collapses, but you see this little, almost looks like a little person, about an inch tall or whatever, leaps forward. You can feel him jump into your mouth and just scurry down your throat.
Ugh.
You're going to lose, ouch, 6 moxie, Riggs. Cough, you can feel this heartburn almost come up instantly. It feels kind of like you have literal butterflies in your stomach. You can feel this thing moving around in there. But the guy in front of you is just collapsed dead on the ground in front of you.
Man, what the fuck was that? And because we have a ton of characters to play, you said I can feel it moving around in my stomach, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna take out his six barrel shotgun and like point it at his stomach and pull the trigger.
Just gonna kill yourself, basically.
I hopefully end that little guy.
Oh yeah, actually, give me a damage roll then,
All right.
because it goes on to him after you. So
Suicide is a serious matter, kids. It's 7 plus shit. 8. I just lost it. Hold on. 10 damage.
and how many hit points did you have left?
4.
Actually, yep, you're gonna take this thing out too then. So yeah, you can go ahead and describe what your Riggs does then.
So like right after the thing jumps in his mouth and it kind of like squirms down his neck and into his stomach. He feels it. He starts cracking up and he's like, "Man, I didn't tell you could go in there, man." And then he pulls his 6-barrel shotgun out, points it right at his stomach where he feels the butterflies, and pulls the trigger. You see it kind of blow the his stomach all the way out. And like in the puddle of gore that is caused by this, the little man takes his like last gasps and his stomach is also blown out for some reason, like some kind of like mirrored image. And Riggs, the last thing he says is he says, "Man, I didn't even find the bud, man."
And then you flop to the ground. Whenever you want, you can introduce your next character into the scene in any way you want, whatever character you want, however you want to do it. And with that, Axel, you look down at this bloodied guy, fist bump Snuffles as he's looking at you, chicken in a squid hat. Everybody around is starting to kind of calm down. Most people are pretty much knocked out or drunk or passed out or whatever, so things are starting to calm down a little bit. Off the way, you can see Riggs is just blowing his guts out, and Lucky Shake pulling into a truck like he's getting ready to try and start this thing or something.
Oh shit! Riggs has got his truck. Wait, that ain't fucking Riggs' truck. I'm gonna punch dance my way out of the bar.
Give a bit of a groove. Give yourself 4 points, so I can just picture your raving across the dance floor in between people. He shimmies past you, snuffles the booty bop along the way.
Yeah, it's like being at a concert. You let someone bigger go kind of in front of you to part the crowd. So he'll follow as the rest of his party. And as he passes by Riggs, he'll lean down, take his limp, dead hand, curl it into a fist and give him one last fist bump before he steps outside.
Your advice is useful.
So that's the last thing you see, Riggs, as the life force pops out as a big teddy bear hat giving you that last fist bump. And with that, you guys...
Last thing, and he says to, and he has like one more little thing to say to Snuffles, and he says, is there bud in heaven, man? Is there?
You said there were no windows in the truck, right?
Nope, everything's been blowing out.
Lucky Shit jumps in the window, facing head over the steering wheel, sticks his hands down in there, his ass cheeks and his balls and his dangles are just dangling around in the wind. And he starts hollering to himself, if you like to gamble, then I'm your man. Win some, lose some, same to me. Pleasure to play, makes no difference what you say. Ace of spades, ace of spades. I got schooling. And the truck fires right up. Boom.
Beautiful. You can see the gas tank. It's about half full. Should probably get you where you're going. It doesn't sound the greatest. It's blowing out this big blast of black smoke and everything behind you. But yeah, you guys see as Lucky Shit gets this thing started up.
Let's go, 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 go.
Give yourself 7 points, Lucky Shit.
And Snot, like in the smoke, Snot starts coughing as he was taking a nap under this truck the whole time. And he pops up and he says, "Lucky Shit, is that you? I was trying to take a nap, man. That was my shade."
Get in the truck, bitches.
All right, man. And you see this like extremely large, but definitely something's like off. You can tell it's just one of those guys that you can look at and be like, they're not the brightest crayon in the box. Like he kind of is drooling. There's snot coming out of his nose. He's wearing what looks like a giant diaper. And you guys don't really know whether or not he like shits in there or not, but he always kind of smells like shit. So you maybe assume that he does. And he hops in, next to Lucky Shit, and he does the same thing that like Lucky Shit does. He like jumps in, but it's much slower and like not as dexterous as he is, and he's kind of stuck in the window. His fat rolls are still, and he doesn't even make it quite in. His ass and legs are hanging out the up the side of the window, and he's like, "I'm ready to go."
Mm. Anybody else make it out?
I think, yeah, the other two get out as well. Do you guys jump on in that truck?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on the back on the plank of wood. And then, is there a back window? I mean, the window's not there, but was there a back window?
Yeah, yep.
All right, then I'm gonna lean forward and put my arm through it and like, just looking out, see what they're doing.
Hey, Axel.
Hey, bro, can you push that go button?
The go button.
Yeah, down there at the bottom.
The bottom.
Fuck. There, press the go button. Jesus fuck.
The button.
Lucky Shit starts to drive away. Hopefully the other ones can catch up.
Hit the gas pedal. Snuffles, you see as you're getting ready to pull on. Lucky Shit just kind of guns it and starts taking off. What do you do?
Well, I mean, he was walking behind the truck anyway, and he's looking at the back of this truck. He kind of walks past it and then moonwalks back, and he's just about, the idea is just about there when the truck starts to drive away, and he's going to put plan B into action, which is to swing his chain at the kind of rear axle of this truck so he can surf behind it.
Beautiful. Give me a badass roll.
Oh, that actually is a success. 7.
Nice. So what does it look like in your badass?
Well, he's manacled with the chain to one arm. So he's kind of skiing along the desert or whatever ground with the other hand up, doing that. They're kind of waving his hand in the air. And he's got a big teddy bear stupid grin on his face.
You look in the rear view mirror, Lucky Shit. You can see Snuffles hanging on, surfing basically behind you across this desert, sand, pathway, whatever. Up far ahead, you can see these two bikes in the distance, just this dust of smoke behind them. But you can trail them if that's the plan or whatever else you're doing.
Easy enough to follow them in the dust trails. That is the plan.
All right.
Hey guys, I got her tip money.
Nope. So add 400 credit. Actually, it's going to be 430 credits to your loot or whatever you want to call it. And with that, you guys take off down what's called the Scratch Dirt Pathway, basically through the desert. The entire world is, well, location anyway, is just your basic typical desert wasteland, Mad Max sort of scenery. You can see old buildings and bits of rusted out things here and there on the roads, dust bunnies and whatnot scrolling across in the distance. There are a lot of weird creatures out here now and then that have been mutated from the fallout. Nobody knows what the fallout was or why it occurred or what it has to do with anything, really. You're just trying to make the living the best that you can. And to do that, you need some good wheels. This thing seems to be running okay, lucky shit, but it's not running the best. It bangs, it backfires, the whole thing shakes and shimmies now and then. You can see this strong smell of, I guess, sense the strong smell of gas in the air. You're pretty sure that it is leaking gas as you're going, and you watch the gas tank. It's going down a bit quicker than you would expect. So you're hoping, that these people don't go too far along. As you're cruising around for probably a good hour or so, what are you all doing through this time?
If we can keep them in view, then he's going to pull over real quick and jump under there and see if he can find the leak, because he's got schooling.
He's got schooling. If you spend 5 bonus points, you can get that fixed in time without losing sight.
5 it is. Done deal.
All right.
Takes out some of that watermelon flavored bubble gum and seals it up.
Nice. Get back in, hit that go button, and take off once again. Takes a little bit of work, you're able to catch back up, but yep, you can see them in the distance and keep trailing them. What do the other people do as you're cruising on this road for an hour or so, keeping trail behind them?
Snot, still literally for his namesake, still running from the nose, looks at Axel and says, "Hey, Axel, where's Riggs?"
Oh, he had a fight with a little man, and they both fucking lost.
Oh, man. That sucks. I liked Riggs.
I didn't. Fucking stole my butt all the time.
Oh, that's too bad. I really liked Riggs. Lucky shit is mean to me.
And when he says that, lucky shit spits on him.
And he doesn't even notice because his face is so gross all the fucking time.
Just a little more snot to the pile. Oh, cool.
Yeah, he is, man. Don't worry, buddy. I won't be mean to you.
As you move along down this path, up ahead, you can see these big, huge stone-like structures coming out of the dirt. Behind Snuffles, you're hanging onto your chain, surfboard under your feet as you surf across the sands. But as these come into view, they're good 10, 15, 20-foot tall formations of rock. They've all been weathered over the years, but they all just look like giant dicks sticking out of the dirt all the way through here and around you. It's called the Phallus Canyon, as you can only imagine. As you make your way down through this thing, you lose them a few times, but you're able to catch back up, lucky shit. And then as you're going along, you realize where they're headed. You've heard of this old scrapyard out past the Phallus Canyon, down toward the it's sort of like they call it the bowl, but it's sort of this big impression within the desert landscape that sinks down in. That's basically a scrapyard, all different vehicles and old electronics and bits and pieces of whatnot. People tend to scrounge over for a while, so your guess is that's where they're headed. And as you follow these people out, you get a little bit closer and a little bit closer, and then you can see that they do stop up in the distance. You can see their lights on the back of their bikes flash, and it seems like they're coming to a stop. Do you stay back, or are you coming up on them? Or
Well, he would stay back if possible. Has he been to this scrapyard before?
give me a luck roll if you want to try. So you take any one of your things, reduce it by 1, and then roll.
Any of my stats?
Yep.
Oh, I'm taking Moxie. I got a 17. All right. Online roller says 15. So it was 16, so he made it.
Yep. So yeah, you've probably been here maybe only through passing, haven't really had a chance to scour it out or really know too much about it. from what you understand, it's just a lot of old vehicles, some tractors, different kind of odds and ends, some electronics and stuff, all within this what they call the depression. This just bowl shaped. It's about 3 acres in diameter or so.
Are there any? I would like to get a high point if we could, so we can observe if anybody's leaving, and then observe. That would be his plan. But
yeah, there's totally. You could probably climb up on one of these dicks and kind of sit at the top of the deck.
Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna sit right on top of that fucking pee hole.
All right, look out. What is it you're trying to see exactly, or get a?
I'm trying. I'm just gonna see if we can observe them from a distance, and if they get ready to leave again, we'd be able to follow them again. That was my goal.
Gotcha. So all of you see is Lucky Shit scales up the side of this giant rock dick. They call it cock rock often, but he climbs up to the top of this thing and looks out over. In the distance, you can see you're probably maybe 600-700 yards out, Lucky Shit. So it's a little hard to see everything, but you can see them as they stop their bikes at the edge of this, and then they start walking down into this depression. Right in the center of this little depression bowl, though, you can see other people moving about, and it looks like they're working on vehicles or trying to do something. Whole place is a typical scrapyard. You see, besides the 3 that you've been following heading in, you can pick out at least 9 more other people moving around the scrapyard, and it looks like some of them are dragging stuff. Some of them are just like wandering around, maybe like on guard or just wandering aimlessly. Not quite sure what they're doing. And then right in the very center is a group of people that look like they're working on something, like a larger mechanical vehicle or something.
Okay. What do you guys want to do?
Fuck, man. What are we doing? There's a car. Let's steal a car.
That's what we're doing, shithead. We're trying to get the big black car.
Yeah, let's do that then. What the fuck you asking me then?
Oh, I remember. Go fuck yourself. And he's gonna keep watching the people in the junkyard.
You go fuck yourself. You're on the giant dick.
He flips him off.
I blow him a kiss.
Snuffles.
So while these two are hollering at one another up and down this rock hard shaft, he is going to just wander into the junkyard. He's not been using any surfboard. He's just been cruising along on his leather soles along this sand, which for some reason is still sending up sparks everywhere. But he figures there's a better way to do this. So he's wandering into the junkyard looking for any kind of metal he can find. Something board-like.
And Snot, what do you do?
Snot's still like hanging out of the window, like trying to get himself unstuck from the window.
Of course he is. So yeah, as you start to walk in, Snuffles, you head on out there in the distance. Get to the edge, you can see their bikes are, kind of come up to where their bikes are at that they've left off to the side. They smell like the strong burnt rubber, and you can see black, and you're guessing probably oil or something just pouring out from the engines of one of these things, clearly overheated. But up ahead, yeah, you see at least 100 plus cars just scattered everywhere through this canyon, old dirt bikes. You see large tractors. You see some old box things with glass fronts. Not quite sure what the hell they are. All sorts of other weird electronic stuff you've never seen before, just scattered everywhere across the yards. Give me, well, it's up to you. If you want to, you can give me a luck roll to see if you notice some stuff around you.
Why not? Let's do it.
Which one are you standing for?
Let's go for Moxie.
All right. We'll do by one and give it a roll.
Okay. That's a fail.
Well, so look around. You do see this nice metal plank. It's about 2 feet wide, about 6-7 feet long. Make a hell of a surfboard for your feet. Even has these straps that have been tied down to it. Looks like somebody could actually pick it up and carry it, but it would work perfectly for your feet and boots. Probably be able to catch some really good air and speed behind the truck with this thing. But you're too busy to notice that. Or you're too busy looking at that to notice that beside you, somebody has kind of stepped forward. Lucky shit is you're at the top of this rock hard shaft. Looking, you can see as Snuffles walks ahead. Behind him, as he's too busy focused on his new metal surfboard there, you see a larger sized man, maybe like 6 feet, kind of heavy set, bulky, muscular, walk over, draws a simple gun from his shoulder, and kind of points it to the back of Snuffles' head. Snuffles seems completely oblivious at the moment.
And no one else can see this?
It's not stuck, and yeah, he's not up on the, Axel isn't up on the dick rock there, so.
All right, well, he's going to lean back, and he's going to put his feet directly in front of him, and he's going to cup him, make a V out of him. He's going to put that huge hand cannon between him and brace himself, and he's going to aim, and he's going to hold his breath, and back in black, motherfucker, and he's going to pull the trigger.
All right, let's see. You're going to roll a DSS to see if you can go before him. On a success, you can. On a failure, he's going to be able to go before you.
Very good. Let me get my die roller. I am rolling. And I got a 9, and my DSS is an 11. So I made it.
Yep. So go ahead and just do straight up damage to this guy before he's able to pull the trigger.
All right. The damage on the gun is 1d12. And now typically, hit points. So average, we would say people have.
So most Nefarios, most enemies, mooks, if you want to call them that, do the same thing. They roll 2d6 twice and take the higher number. More powerful things get to roll more often. And have
I got you. All right. I just wanted to see if I needed to boost up my numbers at all. All right. So a 6, a 8, a 12-sided. What am I saying? 12-sided, rolling once, and I got an 8.
And yeah, that's definitely because he's just a mook. So go ahead and describe as he explodes into whatever.
As he's creeping along, he's aiming for the head, and he fires it, and of course he misses, but he hits the guy right in the center of his fucking tailbone, his ass cheeks. So his whole pelvis explodes, and his legs fall to one side and either side, and then the body just falls down, and he starts to crawl desperately at the ground and then dies.
Beautiful. So as you reach down, Snuffles, and you're looking at this magnificent dust board, I guess, you can just hear this in the distance, and it sort of echoes, and then just a splatter of blood and pelvic. A nice hefty cock lands on the ground beside you from this guy as he's just blown into pieces.
I like to imagine Snuffles is completely oblivious to all this, and as the guy falls like to his right, he turns to the left and starts walking back.
Beautiful. Covered in blood on the back of you, but seems to be fine. With that, lucky shit, you can see this in the distance. A lot of these people just kind of stop and look in your direction. It's from where you're at. They won't be able to see the people on the ground. They might be able to see you at the top of this cock rock. So if you want to make a luck roll, you can have it so they don't see you, or if you don't care.
I am going to take the luck roll. I'm going to use my Moxie, which is a 17, and you take 1 away, correct? 10, so I made it.
All right. So yeah, you're able to kind of duck back behind this giant dick or whatever. And
yeah, he was already sitting down, so I imagine he just flattened out.
And see Snuffles come back carrying his dust board. Snot, have you become unstuck from the window yet?
Well, I was going to see if you'd let... So, I'll just say what I think happens, and if it's cool, then it's cool.
Yeah, go for it.
So Snot manages to, pull the door handle on the truck, and it kind of swings him out. And he's so fucking fat, and the truck is so shitty that the door of the truck breaks off, and he's now wearing the door as like a
kilt.
Yeah, like some sort of like weird fucking post-apocalyptic dress.
Hula skirt.
Yeah.
All right. Car doors give you 3 armor, so just note that you have 3 armor with that car door on there.
Dope. And is Snuffles? He's walking back to the car, right? And he just, hey Snuffles, what are you doing over there?
I mean, from this distance, he'll reply, but it'll just be muffled thanks to the helmet. But he will wave at you.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Down in this little depression area, you hear this high-pitched squeal. And then you can see what looks to be this little glowing red light and the trail of smoke behind it rise up, and then this firework go off.
Hey, shit, the fuck you shooting at?
Bogus, man. This dude was gonna kill Snuffles.
No, not Snuffles. Well, fuck, I do want his hat.
Have you ever seen his face, man? Leave the hat on. He's ugly like your ball sack.
Oh, shit, I do have an ugly ball sack.
All that business that we were fighting against just now.
With that lucky shit, you kind of glance one more time. You can see it seems like they've been maybe put on the defensive or something between your shot and then Snot yelling at the top of his lungs at Snuffles and stuff. But you see 4 men start running out from the depression in your direction up this path. You see the 3 people that you were following quickly jump behind a vehicle. But it seems like they've been noticed as 2 other of these people that are running towards you. 2 of them keep running towards you, and 2 of the others run over to where these 3 people are. You can see that they bring their rifles around. It looks like they're capturing them or trying to get them or doing something.
Lucky shit's gonna reload.
All right. It only takes a few minutes, and you can see them rise up out of this depression. So Snuffles, you're walking away, so you probably wouldn't notice at the moment they're coming up behind you. But you see everybody else can see these 2 guys come out of this depression. They have their rifles over on the side. Everybody give me a DSS for the initiative.
DSS.
Oh, that's a 20.
All right, so Snuffles.
11.
Is that a success or a failure?
Oh, sorry. Hold on. DSS is 11. I got an 11 exactly.
All right, so lucky shit. Okay.
Axel's not even fucking close. He's still trying to figure out what the fuck the dude's doing up on the stone cock.
Nice. And Snot.
Success.
All right. So Snuffles, Lucky Shit, and Snot, you guys are up first. Doesn't matter what kind of order you go in. These guys are about 200 yards out, though. Who wants to go first?
So Snot sees the people approaching. Oh, I forgot to say he's wearing one of those hands-free beer drinking helmets too. So he looks like a baby that's with a hands-free beer drinking helmet. And they're two full cans. And he looks over at Axel. Axel's right nearby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks over at Axel. He says, "Axel, are those bad men over there? Are those bad men?"
Dude, that's Snuffles, you dumb shit.
Demon drug.
No, the other guys. Are those bad men?
Oh, well, then definitely.
I'm gonna get them. I'm definitely gonna get them. And he starts like jogging, which is like a slow walk for most of you guys. And as soon as he gets like close enough to be within like to where they can see him pretty well, he's going to do his intimidating pose. And what he does is he kind of undoes his undoes his diaper underneath the car door, and he lets his dangle hang out. And anybody who saw it, like especially the members of the party, they would think, "Wow, that is really wasted on that big retard." Yeah, he shows him his cock.
And that's your intimidating pose.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like a piece of purple cauliflower, so.
Very intimidating. They'll completely pull up short and just stop. Not sure if it's in awe, maybe it's in fear. perhaps just straight up confusion. You're not quite sure, but they stop where they're at, dead in their tracks. Snuffles and Lucky Shit.
Lucky Shit reloaded. He's waiting on the top of the rock, and he's going to take a covert position and see if they're more attracted by the truck and the people down on the ground. And if they approach with the intent to cause harm, he will introduce them to another round.
You can see from where you're at, those two other guys that went off to the side seem to be rounding up the three people you've been following, and they're leading them away at gunpoint. It seems like they slung this girl's backpack over one of their shoulders, and they took all their gear, but they seem to be leading them back in deeper to this depression. But you see three more of these people from within the depression coming out to back up the two friends that stopped, that are staring at Snots Dangler. And Snuffles.
Still completely oblivious, but he wants to test out this new surfboard. He can't wait. So he's going to start running with it in front of him, throw it in the ground, jump on it, and he's going to slide across. He said there was bikes with oil dripping.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's end up a few sparks.
Give me a badass roll.
Oh, that's a success. Just
Go
on
ahead
the
and
dot.
describe whatever badass scene you want.
It's actually pretty cool. He jumps on this metallic board of his, and he goes sliding across. But as they come across the bikes, the board slides under the bikes, and he jumps over them, lands on the board, jumps over the next one, lands on the board, jumps over the next one, lands on it at the finish. But it does send up a spark at one of these little oil pools. So as he skids to a halt, it just goes behind him. And of course, he doesn't look at it.
Yep, you can see it starts as just a small spark, then you see a little bit of a fire, and then there's just black smoke rolling. You can see flames leap out of both of these bikes, the sidecar, start to engulf this thing. Lucky Shit, did you want to take a shot seeing that you didn't see three more coming? The two are just standing there mesmerized at the moment, but
yeah, he's gonna shoot the one in the middle of the three that are coming.
Gotcha. Go for it. Just roll up damage.
And he is going to push the roll with his points if I can. My idea is if I spend some points and make it an even worse blow, then maybe they get covered with shards of bone and whatever crap come off that other guy. It is a hand cannon, after all.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll damage first. See what you got, and then we will see what.
All right. Fair enough. Let me roll the 12. D12 and an 11. Woo!
Well, if you want to spend one of your points, that you can make, well, two of your points, you can make that a 12, and then roll again. Basically, add it all together to make it explode.
Oh, for sure. I'm spending the 2 points. Let me mark it down. I marked it down. Okay. And I'm going to roll another 12. And I got a 7.
So 18 and that's right on the money to take all 3 out. So go for it.
He fires it, and I don't know what they're wearing, so I'm just going to go with skull pieces. Sure. He fires it, and it hits him right in the jaw and the teeth, and the skull separates, and it just turns into shrapnel and goes all over. And the two of them look over like, what the hell? And as they open their mouths, they get all in the eyeballs and in their mouth and their sinuses, all the bits and pieces of teeth and bone, and they just fall over sideways and backwards.
What the fuck are you shooting at?
Shut the fuck up!
And did you want to use one of those drugs, Axel, or are you just going to go at the end of the round?
No, I don't want to use them. I was just wondering about them.
Gotcha. All right, so the two Nefarios were just mesmerized by your cauliflower purple dick as you strike that intimidating pose. Not. Let me make Moxie rolls for them. One of them is just completely stunned. The other one kind of shakes his head a little bit with that and swings his gun over. He's just going to fire at you since you're the one out there striking a sexy pose for 5 damage, Snot.
I'm down.
Take it out of your armor first.
Yeah, I have 5 with the armor. I have 5 with the armor and my hit points.
You only had 2 hit points?
Yeah, yeah.
That was the best of your 2d6?
Yeah, well, it was whenever I rolled it, it was double 2s. It happened
Wow.
to me. It happened to me twice when I was rolling characters. I rolled double 2s and double 4s.
If you want to spend 2 points, you can reduce it by 1, or 5 points, you can reduce it by 1.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I will do that. And I have 1 hit point left then.
Yeah, right. And with that, Axel, you would be up. You can see these guys in the distance. One just completely stops, mesmerized by Snot. The other one pulls his rifle over, though, and you just see, Snot, you want to pick left or right?
Left.
All right. And you see, as he's striking his pose, his left arm just he's completely blowing off.
Well, as a man with a very small left arm, I am horribly offended. I'm going to run over there and stab that guy.
Alrighty. Yeah, the other guy's completely mesmerized too, so yeah, you can run up to him. That's cool. Go ahead and do damage.
Oh, yeah. I don't have to roll to hit. That's right.
Nope.
I'm going to deal 5 damage right into his eyeball.
Right on the money, so that's gonna bury that thing nice and deep into his brain. His body shakes a little bit, and then he just drops to the ground, convulsing. I don't know if you want to bother taking the dagger out, considering you have so many, but...
No, I just pulled another dagger out of my belt.
Look over to the guy beside you. He's still holding his gun, but he just kind of glances over at you, this scared look on his face. And that is everybody. So, once again, DSS roll, and let me know if it's a success or a fail.
Success.
Success.
Snot succeeds as well.
Right on the money. Success.
All right, so all 4 of you are up. There's only one guy left. He's right beside you, Axel, and he's just kind of looking at you, this bit of a panic look on his face. You do hear sirens and alarms and everything going off in this depression, though.
I'm going to throw the dagger I just picked up at the guy's eye.
All right. Go ahead and do damage.
Oh, shit. 3.
Not able to quite hit the brain on this one, but it takes this big thing, kind of goes down at an angle. You can see it go down to the eye socket. It's probably down part into his mouth. So he lets out a bit of a scream, reaching up towards his face, dropping his gun. The other 3?
How many people did we cite when we first pulled up? There was like 7 people in the meandering about.
Yep, there was 7 meandering about. This would be 5 of them were coming up towards you. You've taken out 4 so far. The other 2 went and took the other 3 guys that you were following away.
Okay. So he's going to hop off his rock, and when he gets the next opportunity, going to fire the truck back up, and then hopefully go from there. That's too many actions, so we'll just do it as it comes.
All right. So you climb down from this thing, pull up into this truck, and get it going. Snuffles and Snot.
So Snot walks over and picks up his severed arm with his right hand, and you can see like this enraged look on his face as he runs over to the last guy and proceeds to beat the shit out of him with his own arm.
All right. Treated as a club, so 1d4 damage.
3 damage.
You will beat him to a pulp with your own arm.
So he just beats it just kind of relentlessly. He's like, no, bad, no, bad, no. And then he looks over at Axel and he says, I know that you have the little arm. I don't need this arm anymore. Do you want a regular arm?
No. It's extra cool to have little arms.
No, it's not.
Shut the fuck up, man. You don't got no arm.
No, I have 2 arms. Look, and he holds his his other arm up with his hand.
Look, Snot, we're gonna go to the doctor. They're gonna put your arm back on. Don't even worry.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. And, well, he took that guy out, so Snuffles, I don't know if you want to do anything else, but...
No, I imagine in the background is Snot's beating this guy to death with the wet end of his own arm. You can see Snuffles in the background just walking back towards the truck.
Pull up and Lucky Shit gets this thing going. Are you gonna ride behind again, Snuffles?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've got a brand new surfboard, of course.
Nice. Lock your feet onto that thing. Lucky Shit, you're able to get this thing started and start going down. I don't know if you're flying on past the other two as they're arguing about their arms, but if you want to pick them up, you can, I guess.
Yeah, that's the plan, is to get them back on the truck. They can grab on the back or whatever.
And all right, so yeah, you guys can get all onto this rusted out truck. You can see it's still running pretty shitty and feel like you're probably going to overheat anytime soon. But you get to the edge of this depression. As you come over to the edge, you can take their guns.
I just want one of them.
Yeah, the rifle does 1d8. Get to the edge of this depression. Lucky Shit, and look down. You can see those two guys still leading these other three people you were following into the center. You can see three more people in the center of this depression. It's from where you're at. It's kind of down into this bowl, but it's probably got 300 yards or so out. And it's just littered with cars and vehicles and all different stuff. It's not something you're really going to be able to drive the truck through. But they don't seem to be paying any attention to you at this point. They're more focused on whatever they're building in the center of this depression and the three captives that they got.
Well, if we're not going to be able to drive the truck in, he'll drive it to the point where he can get closest to a stack of other vehicles or some other kind of garbage to get up on it for a high point.
All right, yeah, you can clear over and kind of climb up on this thing. From where you're at now, you can see that they're actually looking like they're welding different vehicles together, but it's sort of in a giant robot sort of shape. You can see different, basically Voltron-ish, I suppose, or Transformer-ish, different vehicle parts all pasted together, but it's laying down on the ground, sort of just with its arms out and its legs sprawled out, kind of like dead looking, I suppose. But they're just welding different things together on this. These three taller men, they're much taller, probably a good 8 feet, really skinny and lanky. They're completely bald. Stand kind of triangular shape around it, directing it and talking is these other two gang people lead these three people you're following. They put them in cages off to the side and just slam shut these cages and leave them there.
And the truck is stopped and everything like that now, right?
Yep.
And we're still in the junkyard, right?
Yep, right on the outskirts, right on the edge of it.
So, is there any like motorcycle brake cable or anything like that around?
Totally. Yep.
So, like as Lucky Shit is like actually doing the mission that we're on, Snot goes and finds some like cable, and he starts to try to stitch his arm back on, like in a rudimentary way.
Yeah, and Axel's all over helping him with that.
If you want to give me a luck roll, you can stitch it back on. It'll be useless, but it'll look cool.
And luck is whatever stat I want -1?
Yep, you take one of your stats, reduce it by 1 permanently, and then roll.
All right. I'm going to do badassery. And success.
Nice. So yeah, you can stitch this thing back on with some small little brake lines and cable wires and what you can the best. Axel gives you a helping hand, so it makes sure it looks extra awesome. It's useless, but it's cool.
Yeah, you just wait. It's going to heal back.
I know, Axel. I know. You should have took this arm that I offered you. It would have looked a lot better than that tiny little arm that you had.
Snot, shut the fuck up.
It's not my fault you have a tiny arm.
One more time, Snot, I swear to God.
Tiny arm, tiny arm, tiny arm, tiny arm, tiny arm.
All right, I'm going to stab him.
Go ahead and deal damage.
2 damage.
It kills him. Tiny arm. Tiny arm. Tiny arm.
I stab him again.
Make sure he's extra dead.
Yeah, the people look back and I'm just stabbing a corpse with my tiny arm.
And as you are stabbing this corpse of snot, you see like a big dust cloud, and it looks like at first it looks like a motorcycle with a sidecar, but then you realize that it's a motorcycle, two motorcycles like connected together, and on each of the motorcycles are your friends Rhonda and Angel. And you know them to be connected at the hip by a small piece of skin. Now, what makes it even stranger is Angel seems to be like some sort of like ethnic, like Latina or something like that, and Rhonda is white. So, and they're just kind of yip 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 woo yeah.
Enter Rhonda and what's the other one?
Angel.
Angel. Rhonda and Angel. All right. It's up to you guys what you want to do from here.
Well, I gotta rescue my girlfriend.
That is true.
Well, if
No,
go ahead.
Is there like a lock on this? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go for it.
I was gonna say, is there a lock on the cage?
From where you're at, you can assume so. Yeah, you can see where they shut them. It looks like they're doing something on the front of the cages. You can't. You're too far away to actually see what it is, but yeah, I'm pretty sure.
How far away is it?
About 200 yards into the central clearing there.
Do I think I can sneak over there?
Well, you're awesome.
That's true. I'm fucking awesome. I'm just gonna sneak over there. And by sneak over there, I mean I'm gonna walk over there, and they're not gonna fucking see me.
All right, give me a DSS.
Oh shit, that's cocked as fuck. It's 2 points to lower a roll, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna spend 4 points then.
All right. So it doesn't quite look as awesome as you're hoping, but you know you have to duck and weave a couple times, contrary to your pride. But you're able to sneak over to where they are. So they're just a few feet off to the side. You crouch down behind this old Pinto or something, and look at them. You can see each one is in their own cage. It's just a little 5x5 cage of bits and pieces of metal that have been welded together. And the front of each one of them is a padlock. You can see. Let me see if she sees you. Oh, yeah. So as you're sneaking over, you can see she just glares at you for a few seconds.
I blow her a kiss and I hand her the gun through the bars.
All right. She'll see where she's almost getting ready to start yelling or something, almost like draw attention to you, until you slip that gun through the bars. So she kind of stops mid-gasp to get ready to say something. She quickly pulls it up and puts it behind her back and shimmies over to the side a little bit. And you see she hands it off to the guy that's next to her, this catcher guy who seems must be your partner or whatever. And he looks over, so they both look at you, and he kind of nudges Dirk as well. And all three look over towards you. Only for a brief second. You know, they don't want to seem like they don't want to draw attention to you. And they turn back, looking ahead. She'll scoot over the best she can, so she's sort of within whispering distance of you. Like, who are you?
I'm awesome. Don't worry, baby. I got you. I'm gonna bust you out.
What are we gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna lockpick the locks with my daggers, and then we're gonna fucking kill everybody and steal their giant robot.
Sounds like a plan.
And that's what I'm gonna try and do. I'm gonna try and pick the locks with my dagger.
All right.
And by pick the lock, I mean I'm gonna stab it as hard as I can and hope that it breaks the lock.
All right. With that, you can see the three people. They haven't noticed you do anything yet. Swing over to you other three. What are you guys doing as you see him slink off in between the cars? And looks like he's talking to these three people you've been following.
Other four.
Other four.
Well, if Lucky Shit's got a good angle on one of the opposing junkyard dogs, then he's going to take another shot, and then duck and weave and choose another place to climb up and take a view.
Right. let's actually go ahead and enter initiative then. It'll be easier. So everybody give me a DSS. Let me know if it's success or fail.
All right. D20.
Success.
I got a 4, so yes, success.
Hey, lucky shit. Okay.
Do I roll initiative for both of them?
No, just do one. And you can take one action with whichever one you want to take an action with.
Okay, and then does crit success on initiative mean anything?
Nope, just that you're up first. So which one do you want to go with, Angel or Rhonda?
Well, seeing as they're both on the motorcycle still, is there anything that looks like I know it's kind of like a choke point, so you can't drive like a car or anything too wide. Is there anything that looks like a ramp or anything like that?
If you want to give me a luck roll.
All right, I will absolutely luck it up with Moxie
All right.
for Rhonda.
So reduce it by 1 permanently, and then give me that roll.
Motherfucker, fail.
So, no, it doesn't look like there's anything really to... You'd have to stop. I mean, there's a few planks here and there. You'd have to stop and maybe plank one up, but one already ready to go, not really.
So, yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I'm going to stop and make a ramp and then get back on the bike and get a running start. And then next turn I'll jump into the fray.
All right. And Snucky Shit, Snuffles, and Axel. Was that a success or a fail?
I succeeded.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to say Rhonda, Angel, whichever one, you guys stop and start setting up a plank. So Snuffles, Lucky Shit, and Axel, all three of you are up. I don't care what order you go in, but you can see these three real tall guys in the center, and they seem to be directing four small, scraggly-looking people. They look kid-sized. They're not kids or anything. They're almost like halflings. They're older-looking people, but they're really small. And they're welding bits and pieces to this metal robot-looking thing. And then there's these two other regular crew member guys, rifles on their back, that are just sort of standing off to the side watching all of this. None of them have noticed you guys yet.
Yeah, I'm going to stab a lock to death.
All right, give me... I'm going to say badass.
Good, because I've got a 15 in that shit. Nailed it.
Which one you want to do first? Dirk, Ketchum, or Ellen?
I'm only saving my girlfriend.
That's what I figured. So yeah, you run over and jam your blade, and it's going to take to the end of the round to get that thing popped loose, but you're shimmying it pretty good. And let's see, Snuffles, Lucky Shit.
He's going to fire whatever target of opportunity he's got.
All right. Any one of them. 4 midgets, 2 crew guys, or 3 tall guys.
Oh, he's going to definitely take out a tall guy. D12. I am rolling. And I got a 9.
Got it. That is not going to take him out, though.
Can not because you just said that, but can he boost up the damage?
Yeah. 5 points for every 1 point of damage, or 5 bonus.
Christ. Well, you know what? Fucking life's short, right?
That's right.
I am going to. If I use 15 points, it puts it into 12, right?
Yep. And then that makes it explode. Yep.
All right, hold on. Let me take the points away from this. That leaves me 8. All right, let me go back to my die roller. I'm going to explode it again. So it's 12 plus 11. Whoop.
That'll definitely take him out.
All right.
When your cannon hits this guy, you can see that it sort of flies towards him and almost warps around him a little bit, almost like he has some sort of invisible shield or something. And that first blast, that sends him back a step, but it doesn't seem to phase him a little bit. As he turns his head, all of them kind of turn and look in your direction. That second explosion goes off from your cannon. This time it just passes right through whatever sort of shield he had, and you just see his body explode into this sort of green, goopy splatter on the cars and old vehicles behind him.
But
And Snuffles.
Snuffles is as oblivious as ever. He's just decided to walk in, probably following Axel. He sees something interesting going on with this robot, So he starts to walk towards it, and then he thinks, "Why am I walking when I could surfboard?" So he's going to surfboard, and unfortunately, these two lanky guys, two that are left.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're in his way. It's just too bad he's oblivious to them. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to surfboard into them.
All right. Being that's not an actual attack, give me a badass roll.
Okay. The points that you can raise this by, can you spend like 4 points to raise by 2?
Yep, 4 points to lower it by 2, but yes, yep.
Yeah. So let's do that then. I'll spend 6 points.
All right.
A bunch of them. No. 17.
Want to spend any more?
Let me do some math. No. Nah.
Take that little bit of a runny start and throw that thing down like a skateboard and jump on. You just smashed into the back of one of these guys. And it's like hitting a rock wall. Even though you don't actually hit him, you hit whatever this force field he has around him. But yeah, it's just like a solid smack into a stone wall. And actually, you're going to take... Oh, that explodes. That explodes again. And again.
Oh, fuck.
12, 17 damage.
Really? That's how Snuffle goes out.
So you hit this thing, and I guess Axel, he'd be next to you, so you can see him as he just wanders past you, completely oblivious to you, saving your lady friend. Takes that running start and drops his metal board down, smashes into the back of this tall, lanky guy, and it's just like this puff of pss, and he's gone.
Stuffing everywhere.
Yeah, and now I'm covered in bloody stuffing, which is awful pink.
Good try, Snuffles. His board lies on the ground. You can see it's completely scorched in a bright red color, like it's molten hot, glowing on the ground. Actually, you're finishing that up, so lucky shit. Or wait, you shot the guy. So yeah. Let's see. There's 2 Nefarios. So the guy that you ran into is he kind of turns around, Snuffles. You see that last glance before you turn into basically vapor as he turns around to look at you, but what he sees is Axel dagger deep in this girl's lock, trying to jimmy it the best that he can. You can hear this buzzing sound behind you, Axel. You can feel your hair start to stand up on edge a little bit, and this crackling energy going to go across your body. Now to see how many times I can explode it. 4, 2, so 6 points of damage, Axel, as you feel this electrical blast just wash over your body.
Yeah, I'm gonna reduce that by 2.
Okay.
So that I have 1 health left, because I don't have fucking armor. Armor's for pussies.
And let's see. The other one kind of glances in your direction where you blew him up. Lucky shit. You see he holds his hands out. You can see this almost black-like energy just whipping around his body, and he brings his hand together, and it's just like this blast of energy or sound explode from him. In this case, it's a D8. 4 points of damage as this sound wave basically washes over your body, lucky shit. And then I need a DSS save to see if you get thrown to the ground, which you are actually on that pile of cars, so you might fall.
Stand by. DSS is an 11. My die roll. Where's my die roller? Right here. Change that from a 12 to a 20. And I am rolling. I got a 10, so it's 1 point under. Does that matter? Okay.
Nope. You're good. So you don't take the falling damage, but you're just kind of thrown back. You're able to catch yourself, but yeah, you don't fall off at least.
All right. Let me note the damage. You said it was 4 points of damage?
Yep, 4 points of damage. Let's see.
Right.
The small people do not do anything. They just come completely oblivious and just keep working on this robot. And the 2 guys with rifles. They're going to swing around. 1 at you, Axel, and 1 at...
Yeah, I look up, I notice one is looking at me, and I pull out an EpiPen and stab it into my chest, because it's time to super crank it up.
All right. That gives you, I believe, a bonus action, right?
Gives me 3 turns.
All right, so you can take them as much as you want. Do you want to do all that before he rolls, or how do you want to do it?
Absolutely, I gotta go murder the fuck out of this guy. Actually, I'm gonna go break the other 2 locks, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna go run away.
All right, cool. So you're gonna break both locks open, and then as your 3 actions, run away. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna like duck behind something so I can't get shot at,
Perfect.
and then take bad damage.
All right, I'm gonna say that you get ducked down behind this car or whatever. If somebody fires at you, the vehicle acts as 12 armor, just in case it comes up. So that means just lucky shit. He's just gonna fire off at you. He's got a rifle, D8, and 6 points of damage on lucky shit as he swings this around, seeing you at the top of this pile of cars, getting ready with your cannon, and just kind of lines it up. And actually, I think John's be right back at the moment. So.
Quick question. Could I have grabbed her hand and dragged her out behind the car with me?
Sure.
Fantastic.
She drops down behind you. All right. And let's see. Check if you want to introduce your next character. That way I can get you into the initiative. Or if you want to, however you want to do it.
Yeah, you hear an alarm clock go off nearby. Probably nearby you, Axel, since you were near the cages. One of the cages that was slightly beyond this actually held a figure in it. And he wakes up with a yawn, as much as he can, with a gas mask on. He's wearing a trench coat made out of the bright yellow hazmat suit that he thinks is camouflage. He's also got a prosthetic blade for a leg that was sold to him as a cybernetic, but the only cybernetic thing that he's managed to find out that it does is this alarm clock that's currently going off. These are terrible, terrible jailers. They haven't locked the cage at all. He just opens the cage, walks out, and slams his leg to turn this alarm off. And you recognize him as Stanky.
All right. Give yourself 4 bonus points. Let's see. John, the lucky shit got hit for 6 more damage as one of these guys with a rifle swung around, seeing you at the top of these cars. Not sure what that does or where you're at with that, though.
Is there anything we can do to reduce damage?
5 points will reduce it by 1. 5 bonus points reduces damage by 1.
All right, let me check real quick. How much is coming in?
6.
All right, so off with the helmet is 1. That leaves 5. And that leaves me with 3 points. And I have 8, so I could take away 1, which is 4. I'd still leave me down by 1.
All right. So that puts everybody. So yeah, why don't you guys give me DSS rolls for the initiative, and we'll go from there then.
Fail.
Okay.
I failed.
I pass because I get 2 DSS to choose from.
You want to go with Rhonda or Angel?
Are they Siamese twins?
Yes.
Gross.
And they're only connected by like a thin fucking piece of skin, like those ones that they're so famous in the Guinness Book of World Records or whatever.
Side flap.
But they dare not cut it.
Was that a fail, Stinky?
Stanky.
Yes, it was.
Gotcha. All right, so Angel, Rhonda, whichever one you guys want to, or whichever one you want to run with, you're the only one that gets to go first. He finagled this cool bit of metal up onto the back end of a car, kind of jury-rigged everything, ran back to your bikes, got them revved up. What do you do?
So now, how does this do it? Since I used Angel's initiative, am I not allowed to use Rhonda's Rhonda for the turn?
Right, exactly, yep.
Okay. Shit. Well, that fucks things up. All right, anyway. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump the jump. Angel's going to reach over and grab Rhonda's plasma pistol as they're in the air, and they're both going to kind of stand up and do like this surfing on the motorcycles number, And Angel is going to point the plasma pistol at the nearest Nefario.
All right, the tall guys or the one of the mooks.
One of the mooks, or no, one of the tall guys.
All right.
Right?
Give me a badassery roll first to see if you can hit this jump and stylize it.
Success.
All right. So you guys hear the engine of their bike roar up, and then they're just sailing through the air above you as everybody watches. Both of them standing up on their bikes. Angel with a plasma pistol in hand. Go ahead and deal damage.
And how many points is it to push the damage?
5 points for every 1 point of damage.
I'm starting to use up my points and push it 3 more, and I 4 damage.
Got it. See, this plasma just slams into this one. You hit it with a tall guy or a mook? I'm sorry, the tall guy.
Tall guy.
Gotcha. And it just ripples around him a little bit. He takes a few steps back. It looks like it, blasted into him. He's not down by any means, but you can see this glimmering sort of glow around him for a few seconds. It starts to fade back out. But I was actually going to give you 11 points that I rolled for such a badassery scene if you can land the DSS roll to see if you don't just completely smash into the ground.
Definitely. Success.
All right. Give yourself 11 bonus points as you come beautiful landing back onto your bikes. So you're actually going to still have control of your bikes and everything when you land right in the middle of all this.
Dope. And you guys all hear the yip, 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 woo!
And the Nefarios are all up before you guys. Let's see. The Mook's going to fire at Angel for 4 points of damage. Let's see. The one tall guy is going to fire.
Reduce that by 2.
Gotcha. The other one is going to be on you, Axel, one of these tall guys. And again, he just looks over. You can feel this electrical sort of surge go across your body. And that is going to explode. Only for 1, so 9 points of damage, lucky shit.
How many points?
9.
9, you say?
Rest in pieces.
Lucky shit's dead. Like, a lot.
Beautiful. Go ahead and describe your death.
This was an electrical charge?
Yep.
He's going to go out classic scanners. He grabs his head, and the whole thing explodes into a bloody stump.
Nice. And Stanky, as you're beating your leg, trying to get this alarm to shut up, this other tall guy over to the side, he just reaches out and you can kind of puts his hand on your back as you're smacking at your leg. I need actually a Moxie roll from you, Stanky.
Ooh, I'm going to spend some bonus points because I've got tons to spend. Just spend 2, I think. Fuck.
Fail?
Yep.
All right. Let me see. I'm going to pick 1, 2, 3. So beside you, you see Axel. To you, Axel looks like whatever the most horrific, worst thing that you might want to kill is. Doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you want, maybe you're afraid of snakes and you want to stomp the shit out of it. Whatever it is, that's what Axel looks like to you. And it seems like he's feeling up a lady next to him, but and just so that's it. Get that, and hold on, John. I just seen your thing. Nope, they don't start over. You get more as you keep going, though.
All right.
So everybody give me a DSS roll for the next round.
Wait, I don't think most of us went yet.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I'm just looking at the wrong one. I had the wrong one. So great. So Axel, lucky shit, you can introduce a new character on your turn, and Stanky. So Axel and Stanky, you guys are up first. My bad.
I feel like Axel realizes he's gonna die now, And so, I mean, he's got 1 health. And it's in a bad spot. So he's going to crank it up and just try and kill everything and then die from an OD.
All right.
So he takes off all his clothes, which isn't very much anyways. And he throws the money back that he stole back on the ground. And he just shoots up all his drugs. And he's just going to go murder the fuck out of people.
All right. How many actions that give you?
9.
All right.
Plus my normal one. So I'm just going to stab people to death.
Go for it.
I'm going to stab one of the normies for 1 damage.
That'll take him out because he only has 1 left.
I'm going to stab another one for 2 damage. I'm going to stab him again for 2 more damage.
He's still up.
Not for long. I'll stab him again. I stab him again for 3 damage.
That'll take him out. Okay. So you got 2 of the tall guys left and the midgets.
I'm going to go stab a tall guy for 3 damage.
Okay.
I'm going to stab the same one for 2 more damage.
Okay. He's still up.
For 1 more damage.
So as you hit that one on him, you can see this whole shimmering sphere around him just kind of spark out. This little bit of a panic look on his face. He's still up, though. It looks like all of his defenses are wiped.
For 7 more damage.
Yep, he's up still.
Jesus. For 10 damage.
That'll completely obliterate him.
And there's 1 left.
Yep.
And I have 1 turn left, and I'm going to use Killer, which lets me deal maximum damage times 2. And I'm going to just jump over and stab this guy right in the neck for 8 damage.
And that'll take him out, too, because he had 7.
And then let's see how much bad damage I take. 2 and 2 and... Does this explode?
Yes.
Oh,
It's damage.
and 11. Okay, I'm at -6 bad.
So basically, you are dead, yes. You die when you hit 0, so...
I turn and I look at Ellen and I scream, "I love you, baby!" And then I just fall over and convulse and foam at the mouth.
That is the end of Axel the Awesome. Oh, I will give you 8 bonus points for all that awesomeness. All right, and there are there's the midgets left, but they are not even paying attention to you guys, so I don't know if you want to do anything with them, but you guys are up.
My turn.
Yep, it's out of initiative now because he just wiped everybody besides the midgets. So whoever wants to go, I mean, it's out of initiative.
Yeah, the irony is the vision that was given to Stanky of the most horrific thing he could possibly imagine was a naked Axel. So it all worked out.
Out of a trunk of one of the dilapidated cars will come out one of the guys they're familiar with. It's RB, Resting Bitch Face, and he comes running across, tall, skinny guy, purple hair, purple pubes, mostly naked, running out there. He has Raider armor, like pieces part here and there. He's got 2 big tattoos with wham and bam on his arms. And he comes out there, "Ooh, yeah!" And he starts kicking the shit out of midgets.
Just punting the midgets across the field. Oh, give yourself 12 bonus points.
Ready?
You see this Ellen girl. Go ahead, Chuck.
While one of these midgets gets punted up in the air, there's an unintended skeet shoot happens. As Stanky's banging on the leg, he accidentally does release one of the cybernetic functions of his leg, which is hand cannon, which goes off at just the right opportunity.
Oh, give yourself 13 bonus points. Is the midget in the air? You see Ellen look over Axel's dead body. Like, that was disgusting anyway. You see Dirk and Ketchum, Ellen, they all kind of group together looking at all of you. Well, none of you are the original characters, but I guess all of you technically are kind of found, but they just stare in sort of this confused, like what the hell just happened sort of look on their face. And then let's see, Alexander, you can introduce the next character whenever you want that fits for your time frame.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm waiting for an opportunity.
All right. So, what do you guys want to do?
Well, what are we gonna do? Can't metagame.
Your characters would all know what the original guys were doing because you're all part of the same gang, so you guys would know about the car and that they're following them and that whole storyline.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
you can see Dirk walks over to you. What's your new character's name, John?
Resting bitch face.
RB. Got it. So he walks over to you and he's like, "Calm down, man. Calm down. They're just little people. They ain't here to hurt nothing. You don't have to kick all the little people."
Ooh, Hulkamania is like a single grain of sand, and the Sahara Desert that is macho madness.
12 bonus points. He's like, hey. Little people are people too. Just calm down. What do you want with us? We saw you trailing us. Well, not you guys. You guys crawled out of the junkyard, but your friends were trailing us.
Oh, you gotta expect the unexpected in the Kingdom of Madness.
I'll look over at you, Stanky. What's the deal?
Well, just before I fell asleep in that jail cell, which gave a hell of a sore neck, by the way. Something about a V8 you guys had found?
Yeah, what about it? You trailing us to steal our car?
I wouldn't say steal. Steal is it's not the word I would use, but yes, that's the word you would use.
Well, you got us out of these cells, killed these bad guys, so it can't be all bad. What if we maybe split the profits a little? You help us, we'll help you.
Ooh, all I care about is people are being entertained.
Are you being entertained?
Go kick the midgets. Let me talk with somebody social.
He's in over there stomp midgets. Ooh, yeah.
You help us get to the car. I'll make sure you have another car. Can't have ours. But there'll be another car for you guys. There's a few of them down there. Big, black. I'm sure you'll like them.
Is this the girl that was talking? The lady?
No, Dirk, the mechanic guy.
Resting bitch face is gonna lean in and say, "Ooh, you're gonna eat my rear rockets and like it. Oh yeah."
Seriously, can anybody do anything about this guy?
No, not really.
He's just gonna wander off and kick some more midgets. Oh yeah, eat it, eat my foot, midget.
He says, "All right, if you can wrangle your friend in, bring along a few midgets to entertain him, whatever you got to do. I'll get the parts we need. You help us get to the bunker, clear sailing. I'll make sure you guys have some rubber under your wheels. What do you say?"
I'm not sure we can come to some sort of... Duck! As a midget flies overhead. I'm sure we can come to some sort of arrangement.
You keep a watch out here. Give me a couple hours. I'll get the stuff we need. Maybe we can load up on that truck you guys were hauling in here. Hit the road. With that, he'll go off and he starts searching through some of these cars, starts gathering pieces. Catch him and Ellen stand off the side, completely trying to avoid RB as best as they possibly can and the flying midgets. Talking with one another, they seem, anytime any of you come by or come close to them, they'll do a little hush-hush and they'll smile politely, but they try to avoid you guys as much as they possibly can. Eventually, Dirk will come over, has this large wheelbarrow type thing piled up with different parts and everything. It's all right. We ready to hit the road? I'm driving.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would have wandered over and spoke to Rhonda and Angel and told them the new plan, which is exactly the same as the old plan. We're just going to steal and kill them in a slightly different manner.
You can see Dirk is basically just hinging on the opportunity that he knows what he's doing to fix this car, and he's hoping it gives him a little bit of leverage, but about all he has at the moment. Okay. And with that, he will kind of push this wheelbarrow out, hoping you guys are following, load up this truck, and get back on the road.
As soon as the truck door opens, a man kicks forward and says, "You thought you were driving, but actually it's me, Dio!" And he is a 9-foot-tall, tentacle-armed monstrosity with a flamethrower, completely naked, covered head to toe in tattoos.
What the fuck?
Dio's your abysmal mascot. Dirk will just completely jump back, looking appalled, scared, surprised. A little bit of everything kind of crosses his face. Ellen will just hide her face like she's going to throw up off to the side. Catch him just kind of puts his arm around her the best he can. Yeah, you can drive.
He flails his rubbly arms and says, "I actually can't. I was just doing that for dramatic effect."
I don't think you're going to fit in the cab of the truck then. You want to ride on back?
I'm going to ride on top. And he climbs on top of the thing, and he wraps his tentacle arms underneath so that they're in the cab.
Gotcha. And Dirk will slide in, trying not to touch your tentacle arms the best he can. Ellen, catch him, take the other front seat, leaving all of you guys on the back of this truck. And with that, they will take off. What's your character's name? Is Dio? Let me get that.
It's not Dio, it's Dio!
Dio! All right.
There's an exclamation mark at the end.
So as he hangs out... Oh, go ahead.
Resting bitch face is gonna lean over to the lady and say, "Ooh, let me tell you, man, in my position can afford to look ridiculous at any time."
He says, "I find you quite disgusting, RB. Please stay on the back of the truck."
He reaches up and touches one of the tentacles. "Ooh, Randy's seen enough hentai to know where this is going." Ooh, yeah.
You know exactly where it's going, baby.
So as the here in the future, it's not so much the hentai and the tentacle porn. It's actually known as chexical porn, just to get that straight. So you can see this flashing neon sign as you guys head down the highway. Tentacles wrapped around the indoor of this truck. Everybody flailing on the back, holding on. His Dirk has the pedal to the middle and flies down. You travel kind of into the evening a little bit. It's twilight. You can see a few stars in the sky. The dusk is starting to settle. You pass through the Phallus Canyon and through some of the scratchland wastes. And you get the sense of, all of you probably traveled enough to know that you're headed towards an area called the Death Mark. It's sort of this outskirts trading post. A lot of black deals go south here, and It's not really the best place, but no matter what you want, you can find it here. And you can see that they hit the main path for this road, and they're going down through. And it starts to drop down into this canyon, these big, huge stone walls on either side of you as they're going down through. And as all of you are talking, maybe watching some Chexical porn in the rear view or whatever happens, it stays there in Scratchland. But you can feel the truck start to slow down a little bit. And it starts to sputter and shake. Up inside, you see Dirk just kind of smash his hands on the wheel for a second. We're walking the rest of the way, guys. We're out of gas. Unless one of you has some gas you can fill it with.
Did we assume that Rhonda and Angel they still have their bike?
Yeah, they probably have their bikes to follow behind you.
So Rhonda walks over, like she stopped. Rhonda and Angel stop next to the truck, and they get off, and Angel's like, "What are you doing, Rhonda?" And Rhonda's like, "Mind your fucking business, Angel." And Rhonda goes over and rips off Angel's motorcycle gas tank and hands it to Dirk, right?
Give me a 1d4 roll.
3.
You slosh it around in there a little bit. So, it might get us another 3 miles or so in this truck. Definitely not all the way through the canyon. Says I can add it in. Looks at you. What do you got in mind?
I don't. Do these come in packets or cans? I don't know. Space Tang.
Oh, Space Tang is in packets.
Packets. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. He's got 3 packets of that. I mean, that's rocket fuel, surely.
He says, never tried it. I'm down if you're down.
What could go wrong?
Not a thing. Yeah, he'll take that gas can from you then, Rhonda, Angel, whichever one, and dumps it into the truck. The truck's gas tank. Kind of puts his hand out for you, Stink. He says, "Be my guest." Straight down the chute.
Pour all 3 packets in.
All right. Give me a 1d12 roll.
6.
Well, if you want this to go good, you can make a luck roll, unless you don't care.
No, I don't care.
All right. Dump those powders in there. He dumps the gas tank down. He steps back. Dio, I need a DSS roll from you, please. And actually, RB, you're on the truck as well at the moment, too, so give me a DSS for you as well.
Let me check my DSS. Oh, it got a 16. Wow. All right, die roll coming up. And I got a 15, so 1 under.
Success for you. And what did you get? Dio
got 13 out of 13. So
all right. So as soon as he drops his first packet in the space tank, you can feel the truck. It just seems to start right up by itself. It starts to rev up. The engine starts to whine really loud. Second pack, and you can see flames just blowing out of the back end of this thing. Stanky, as you drop that third packet in there, you hesitate a little. You're not quite sure if you really should, considering what this thing's sounding like, but what could go wrong? You drop that third thing in, and this truck just takes off. Ellen and Ketchum are inside at the moment because they failed their rolls here, but Dio and RB, you guys are able to get off in time, but this truck just takes off like a fucking rocket down this dirt path. Flames bursting out the back end of it. You can see one of these tires go spinning off into the distance, and it's just gone like a rocket down this pathway.
Can I use one of my tentacles to grab one of them as I roll off?
If you want to make a luck roll.
Nah, I don't care about him that much. Axel cared about him. Dio doesn't give a shit. Yeah, I'm going to just jump off then.
All right. And RB, both of you are able to get off in time as you just watch your truck firing down. It's barely even on the ground. It's kind of starting to lift off the ground as it just fires off into the distances. Flames bright red to pink to blue to purple and just fades off. In the distance, 10, 15 seconds later, it's just a pinpoint, and you see this mushroom cloud explosion go off into the distance.
Well, it worked. What the hell was the code?
See, now we're definitely walking stinky. I should have known.
It would have worked fine if you had just used 2.
We know for the future. It's called the scientific method or something.
It's live and learn. Now we know. It's only 2 per time.
2 per gas tank, never 3.
Never 3.
So you guys start walking, moving down through this canyon. Night falls. It starts to cool down a little bit. In the distance, as you keep walking, you can see this fire raging. It gets a little bit closer, a little bit closer. Come upon the burning, smoldering remains of your truck. What's left of it, which is very little. Just completely engulfed in what's left of this flame. This orange gas-like liquid still pours out the back end of it, catching on flames every time it pours out. See Dirk go over and he peers inside, looking to see if he can see Ellen or catch him. There's nothing left inside. It's hard to know if they either got out or if they completely were melted. It's just a complete inferno in there, what's left of it. Six, well, looks like we don't have to really split the booty with them, right? Me and you, we're new pals here, so I'd really be interested in becoming a part of the Abysmals. Who's the leader I should talk to for that?
It's me, Dio!
I knew it was.
Ooh, I think you mean me, Randy.
Wait. And Rhonda and Angel stop arguing with each other. I'm pretty sure I'm the leader. And then they both say that at the same exact time. And then they start arguing about amongst each other who's the leader between the two of them.
Well, it looks like we have a bit of a argument here, fellas.
I'll tell you what. When you join, you can be the leader, if you can beat me in tentacle wrestling. And he holds out his little tentacle to wrestle.
Are you sure about that? I have quite the tentacle.
Ooh, Randy's disgusted.
He slowly puts his tentacle away.
I'd look at that tentacle. Say Rhonda and Angel in synchronicity.
The tentacle only comes out during opportune moments, such as tentacle wrestling.
I bet you it's a tiny tentacle. Yeah, a tiny tentacle.
Gives you the stare down, Rhonda, Angel, whichever one's talking. It's a very large tentacle. Very large. Huge, even.
All right,
not as big. I bet
if you join tentacle wrestling for sure.
If you want to do this, Dio, I don't tread lightly.
You have to survive the mission, and then we'll tentacle wrestle for it.
That's a deal. He'll hold out his hand.
And I'll hold out my hand. And there's a tiny hand that I stole from Axel.
One tiny hand.
One tiny hand.
Says, all right. So as leader of the... What's your group name again?
The Abysmals.
Yes, as leader of the Abysmals, I say we go down this road and see what we find. We'll get there tomorrow morning and we'll tentacle wrestle and get a car. But for now, we march. Turn and start walking down. Stanky, you coming? Turn that freaking alarm off again.
I don't know how.
All right. So the morning starts to roll through. Dirk keeps you guys marching through the evening. He seems to be like a complete asshole in charge, using his power to what he shouldn't. Marching through the evening into the early morning. As you start to crawl your way out of this canyon, up ahead, you see a large Mack truck. The whole thing is just covered in these big metallic spurs and spikes. The wheels themselves are made out of just complete metal, spiked as well. And in front of it, standing, his arms kind of crossed, watching you as you come around the corner, coming towards him, is this behemoth of a man. Stands probably just as big, if not a little bit bigger than Dio. Looks a lot like you as well, Dio. Very large. He has 2 tentacles as well, but they come out from the back of his shoulder blade. His regular arms are kind of crossed and find him in front of him. These 2 black tentacles come up and over, and they're constantly waving and around in the air above him and around him. And he sort of strikes this imposing look. The truck that he has behind him, this big Mack truck, runs across, horizontal across this thing, so you can't get past it without basically trying to get past him. And he just stands there waiting. Up on top of the truck are 4 more men, much smaller, still large for average men, probably 6.5 feet tall and very well built, but nowhere near the size of him. And they just stand there in silence, waiting as they go. Dirk will look over at you, Dio. Dio! Why don't you clear the path for us?
Dio will walk over and say, all right, tentacle wrestling to see if we can pass.
See, this large man stares you down for a moment. Says, I tentacle wrestle to the death.
Sounds good to me. Tentacle wrestle to the death.
With that, you can see these 2 huge black tentacles just whip out towards you. Give me a DSS to see if you go first.
Sure. I made it.
Nice. So go ahead and just deal your... Did you have damage for the tentacles? Did they come across or no?
No, they don't.
Okay.
I'm actually going to pull out my flamethrower and put it in his stomach and pull the trigger.
All right, go ahead and do that then.
He can take 16 damage.
Holy shit. Minus armor. Yeah. He's still standing, but just barely. So completely caught off guard. You can see he busts himself up. These tentacles come around, getting ready to tentacle wrestle as you just pull the trigger on your flamethrower. He gets blasted back. The 4 guys up above open fire on you, though, Dio.
That's fine. I'll probably dive in.
Let's see. One's going to do 4. One is going to do 1. One is going to do 1. And the other one is 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I only have 6 health.
All up above, they all just swing over. They basically have these big hand cannons, a lot like what Lucky Shit was carrying around, and poof, 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 all of them just fire down on you. You can see Behemoth, this huge black scar, bits of flames across his chest and stuff, quickly starts batting them out. But you can see this thick, disgusting sort of mucus crawling across the skin, almost healing as it goes. And I guess we will enter initiative with that. If I'm assuming you guys will want to do something. So, again, just introduce your next character whenever you want, Alexander, and everybody give me a DSS roll.
Fail.
Success.
Do you want me to roll 2?
Yep, go ahead. If you know what character you're going to use, that way you can just introduce it when.
I do know which character I'm going to use.
Let's see. Was it a success or a fail?
I succeeded.
And I failed as well.
All right. So, RB and whatever new character you have are up first. You want to go first, RB?
No, I'll let the introduction go first.
All right.
Out of the giant hole crawls out Carlos and says, "Motherfucker fucking ate me! Fucking ate me!" And he turns around and he touches his forehead and he tries to shoot brain explode powers at him. This is Carlos Santos. He is the most generic looking Mexican guy you've ever seen.
And what do I got to do for his brain explode? I'm not sure.
You got to make a Moxie save.
And I am not good at that. And that is a failure.
And then you will take 4 damage.
And that'll wipe him out.
4 Moxie damage, actually.
Oh. All right. He's up, but he's really bad at that. So, all right.
I
So
will roll away and pull out a Twinkie and stuff it in my face.
off to the side. The Twinkie's still kind of covered in a little bit of gore and behemoth mucus, but it tastes wonderful. Maybe it's the last Twinkie on Earth. RB?
What are the options for a target in front of Randy?
So you look up, and there's 4 guys up at the top of this Mack truck. All of them have hand cannons, but they've been mounted to the truck itself that they're standing behind. And this big behemoth fellow who's looks to be on his last leg, kind of holding his insides the best he can together, and his head's all deformed out of the way from Carlos brain exploding him.
How close is he to the guy holding his guts in?
Like 10, 15 feet, not very far.
Well, he's going to come in with bravado, but not a whole lot of aggression with his hand out. Ooh, it's nice to meet you. And when he gets close, he's going to flick his other hand and toss his cryo grenade at the truck.
Ooh, all right. What did I give you for info on the cryo grenade?
30-foot radius, and all within radius make a bad save, or they're frozen solid for 2d6 turns.
All right, so let's see. 2 made it and 2 failed, so 2 and 2. So I'll say the 2 on the left are frozen, the 2 on the right are not.
Already 2d6, and I got a 4.
All right.
It was terrible.
They probably won't even last that long anyway. All right. So the Nefarios are up. Behemoth is unable to do anything at the moment. 2 guys are frozen, so just 2 of them have hand cannons. So one's going to go at Stanky and one is going to go at RB. So Stanky, 7. RB, 2.
Stanky splatters across the ground. And a faintly radioactive puddle of goo.
Yeah, you see Stanky go down, and actually, yeah, they do cause you to goo, so just a smear across the ground. And that's the end of the rounds. Oh, and so that means Stanky, well, not now, so I guess whatever your next character is, Chicks, you can have go, and Angel, Rhonda, whichever one you had, are up. 2 guys are frozen, 2 are good, and the Behemoth is basically on just holding his insides in the best he can.
All right. So Angel still has the plasma pistol, so she's gonna shoot the guy with the tentacles on his back.
All right.
And that does 4 damage.
That'll take him out. He only had 2 anyway, so go ahead and describe what you do to him.
So Angel pulls out Rhonda's plasma pistol, and they kind of do this exchange where Rhonda grabs hold of the plasma pistol, takes it back. Angel grabs it back, and this happens a few times before Angel finally grabs it and pulls the trigger. And this beam of energy just comes bursting out of the plasma pistol and just blows a hole, like a perfectly circle hole right in the middle of him, and it's all the wound is all cauterized, so there's no blood or anything like that coming out. Is anybody standing like next to him or in front of him?
RB.
And he falls, and the hole, like one of those old school movies where the house falls and they end up managing to be in the window. It falls and lands over RB, but not hit him at all or anything like that. Just he's perfectly encompassed in the circle.
Nice. Give yourself 4 bonus points. And what new character do you got, Chicks?
Well, out of nowhere, just behind this armor-plated station wagon on the monster truck wheels, pulls up, the back door opens, and someone is unceremoniously thrown out of the back seat, still holding a suitcase and a microphone stand. Now, is he a cat with leathery skin and patches of fur, or just a really ugly human with leathery skin and patches of hair? Who knows? But you know him as Lefty. He has a can-do attitude, which means if he can hit you, he do.
Beautiful. And does the car zoom off after throwing you out?
Oh yeah, that doesn't even stop.
You guys see this armor-plated Herbie the love bug fly by, throwing Lefty out to the ground. All right, everybody roll DSS and see what we got.
Mighty fail.
Success for bitch face.
Got it. Got it.
Carlos nails.
It's fucking hilarious. Success for bitch face.
What did you say, Alexander?
Fail.
Fail. And what character do you have now?
Me, Carlos.
Carlos, that's it.
Carlos
And
nails.
Jeremy, what did you have?
Rhonda, pass. Success.
All right. So, bitch face and Rhonda, you are up first. There's just 4 guys left up on top of this truck. 2 of them are just frozen, completely solid in this bluish sort of glow from the cryo grenade. The other 2 are grabbing a hold of their cannons, getting to swing it around towards you guys. So, RB, Rhonda, you guys are up first.
Go ahead.
So like after this guy falls and Randy is, or is it Randy or is it bitch face that's
Take your pick.
Ooh, Randy bitch face. Yeah.
And who's left?
2 frozen guys and 2 guys with guns, hand cannons up on top of the truck.
So they kind of hobble over as best they can, connected at the hip. And Rhonda is swinging this chain with a spike on the end of it, and she whips it at one of the guys that is standing on the truck.
All right. Damage.
6.
That'll take him out. So you see this chain wrap around his ankle, give it that bit of a yank, and he just goes over the edge of this thing. Truck is completely covered in these big spikes and bits and pieces of metal and stuff, so he goes over the edge and just impales himself on one of these spikes sticking out the side. So that's only 1 left. And RB.
There's just 1 left?
2 frozen and then 1 that's still alive, or not frozen, left, yes.
He's got a regular pistol, so he's going to step up and I am the king of the Tower of Power. Bam! You just shoot him.
The frozen ones or the regular one?
The active one.
All right. Go ahead and do damage.
All right. Rolling. I had to change it. It's only a D6. Die 6. That is a 6 on the nose.
All right. That explodes, so roll it again.
Oh, all right. Hold on. And so it's a total of 12. You got 2 6s.
Roll it again because it explodes. It explodes indefinitely.
Oh, well, shit. Hold on. A 1.
All right. You can go ahead and describe how you obliterate this poor guy because he really only had 5 hit points.
When he stepped up and fired, he had pointed it right at his head, and then he looked back with that cocky, what? Yeah. And then he tripped. And then he ended up sliding down into his shirt and shooting him in the groin. And it just blew everything apart. Oh, Randy meant that.
All right. All that's left is these 2 guys frozen for basically 2 more rounds. So I don't know if you guys want to just kill them or whatever you want to do with them.
Brain explode 1.
All right. Boom. And I guess Lefty, you would have the final action if you want to take off the other one.
I don't actually. But I will. I'm going to take out one of the boxer shorts that I've got with the conspicuous stains on it. I'm just going to tie his hands behind his back and wait for him to come unfrozen.
Yeah, give it a few minutes and you see his body start to jerk a little bit and his head swings around looking up at you. All of you, I suppose, are probably standing around him now. His hands tied behind his back in some old boxers.
And with the microphone. Well, with the microphone in his hand, he'll, and where are you from? And hold it out to him.
Phallus Canyon.
Yeah, I've heard that's a hard place to live. Boom, boom.
Yes, I like it rough.
Yeah, I heard you really get shafted on real estate over there.
But Give yourself 4 bonus points.
So, how many more of your friends are kicking around?
So, you killed them all. What do you guys want? Money? I got money. Guns? I got guns.
No, we're looking for what's behind door number 3, a brand new car.
Take the truck then. I got trucks.
A truck isn't a car.
I know where you can get a car. You untie me. I can help you guys get a car.
Wait, whoa. We captured you. Now you're in our gang.
Do I have to be?
Well, I could explode your brain instead.
I'll settle for that.
We have a winner.
The brain explode or the gang?
The brain explode.
Okay.
And you see his head explode into the little bits and pieces that he has left.
Carlos, go ahead and tell the man what he's won.
Dirk will come over. Guys really didn't have to do that. You know, the people from Fellas Canyon are actually quite nice people.
Yeah, except for the one that fucking ate me.
Yeah, he's a bit of an asshole too. He eats everybody. So, if I'll continue on, and if you guys want this truck, you take the truck. I'll go get the car. Maybe meet in the middle.
Or I could explode your brain.
Well, don't you want the truck? I mean, it's a beautiful truck.
Oh, I don't know what I want. I'm just here for fun times.
I guess he would probably look over at Rhonda and Angel as the only sane people at the moment. So I know you two are really the leader of this ragtag band of gentlemen. What do you say? You guys take the truck, and I'll go get the car, and we'll meet in the middle.
What do you think, Rhonda? I don't know, Angel. What do you think? I think we could just kill him and take his truck.
He says, "Look, you guys need me to fix this car. You want the car, then you can have the freaking car. I'll go. I'll fix it. And just as long as you guys go away. I don't know what else to say."
Wait, I thought you were in our gang.
I'm quitting. I can't deal with this. The stress, it just builds up. Heartburn is, my blood pressure's through the roof.
No one quits the Abysmals! Rhonda and Angel scream out at the same time. And they wrestle over the plasma pistol, and it goes off and hits Dirk. Or whatever his name is.
Dirk, yeah. You see, he ruffles around in his bag as you yell at this, and he brings out this paper just as he gets ready to. Looks like he's going to, I guess, Carlos, you'd be the next one to hand it to you. You just see half of his face, his shoulder, arm explode off into plasma goo as he drops to the ground.
And as he falls, I take the paper and look at it.
See, it's just a nice, simple map of where the last V8 is that they've been following. Has the outline of what he needed to get. Everything's marked off. Everything is in the truck that you guys exploded back a little ways. Apparently he forgot about that. But it has everything you need and where the car is.
Yeah, I look at it. I'm like, I don't know how to read. And I give it to Randy because Randy's the smartest of us.
Randy will take a look at it and see if there's anything that he can make out of it. I don't know if he can read, so I'm going to assume that he can't.
So, no, you see a basic map, which you guys have been following, shows the map to where the car is. You could probably figure that out because it's just a picture. But as far as the list of stuff that needs to be fixed, everything's marked off because he got it all. But, yeah, I don't know if Randy knows how to fix it or not. But.
Ooh, says right here, gotta snap into a Slim Jim.
I have a crowbar.
10 bonus points for that. RB. Anybody else want to look? Follow the map or read what it says? Or
I mean, I reckon Lefty can read. He's got a briefcase full of dirty magazines. I imagine after a while, he would read the articles.
that's the best part. You'll just see the list of different parts that he needed, the oil, the gas, everything like that. Everything's been crossed off. There's a couple little diagrams showing different like engine mounts and different parts of the car that needed to be fixed and the diagnostics of it and stuff. Probably from all of his, expert reading and stuff like that. He's read a few articles. He might be able to piece it together. You just got to get there.
Okay, he'll just look at the map, then look up, orientate himself, and simply raise his microphone and go, "This way," and march off.
And off he marched. Do you do the cool marching stance?
Yes. Yeah, the microphone gets twirled, thrown up in the air, the whole 9 yards.
Give me a
Drops.
badass. Give me a
Drops.
badass roll.
A badass
Dropping the mic.
Can't think for it. Yeah, probably. Yep.
His lefty leads the way, drops his mic several times, picks it up, dusts it off, and drops it a few more times on the march through. But ultimately, you follow this path. Go around the outskirts of Death Mark Town there. You go along this called through the silt fields, move through, and you come to a stop, Lefty. X marks the spot, and you look around. Don't really look like anything, but it looks like you're in the right spot.
Well, I am kind of like a cat, and a desert is like a big litter box. So I'm just going to start digging.
All right. Scrape out, scratching from here to there. Everybody give me a DSS.
Success.
Success.
Ooh, I got a failure.
Well, on a failure, because that explodes literally the small mines that you release, and my die would be 23 points of damage if you failed.
Randy says he succeeded.
Scrounge around in there a little bit, Lefty. You see a few of these mines, you just kind of kick them out of the way with you shuffling your feet like you do a turd, cover it with a bit of dirt. I'm assuming Randy steps on one, unfortunately, though. He goes off. A couple explosions go off, but you found the spot, Lefty. You dig down a little bit and you hit metal. It tinks, and you start scrounging a little bit more, and you see this hatch in the ground. What do you do?
I think I found something. Join me by the hatch.
Lift up this simple hatch, this cold, damp air bustles out. You can smell gas, oil, rubber, other chemicals in the air. The sun above gleams down, and you could just see the outline of this big black Cadillac buried down. It's about 10 feet down underneath the dirt. Nobody jump in at once.
Yeah, I mean, if no one else is going to jump in, I will do so.
Well, you're the first one. I need a DSS roll, Lefty.
Seen that coming a mile away. Oh, that's actually a success. That's a 3.
All right. You drop to the ground. As soon as you do, you see movement out of the corner of your eye. One to the left and one to the right. You're maybe a cat. I don't know what the hell you are, but you can see out the outlines, and you see Ellen and catch them off to the side. Both of them bring their guns around and get ready to fire. You can feel the bullets as they ting off the metal around you. Neither of them hit you, though. So, John, did RB die? I'm assuming so, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah, just introduce your next carrier whenever you want. And
Yep, I'm
all
ready.
of you guys hear the fire going, or, these bullets going off down in this bunker where this car is. You can hear a piece of glass shatter. So what do you guys do?
Jump down.
You're gonna drop down. Give me a DSS if you're dropping down in.
Pass.
That's sweet. You're good. Rhonda Angel.
So yeah, I'm gonna do the same if I can fit with 2 people.
I'm gonna say give me a DSS with a +2.
Fail.
Yeah. Oops, wrong one. Don't matter to me, whichever one of the characters you want, but they're gonna take 6 damage. Because the bullets just are firing off down there.
Yeah, so Rhonda lays limp, being dragged by Angel in her final moments. And Angel takes out like these pair of scissors and unceremoniously clips off Rhonda, and it's like, thank God, I've been waiting for her to die for this whole time. I just haven't had the balls to do it myself.
You could say it's a load off. And I don't know, do you want to introduce your character, John, or want me to kick into initiative?
Keep going.
All right. So everybody give me a DSS roll to see if you can win this car back.
Fail.
Nailed it.
You can't spend points on initiative, can you?
No, yeah, not an initiative.
I think so.
Yeah, I passed.
I passed as well.
All right. So Carlos and Angel, you guys are up first.
Do I see the people?
You can see their forms, yes. It's dark down here, but you can see the shadows, basically.
I'm going to hold out my hand and go pew, 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 and brain explode one of them.
All right. You can tell between Ellen and Ketchum, so I mean, whichever one you want to do.
Yeah, one of them. Whichever one's at the left.
All right, we're going to say Ellen then. And she needs a Moxie, is it? And she passes. No, she doesn't. She fails.
All right. And her head explodes.
Alrighty then. Lets out this light sort of scream. You can hear her gun dropped and clatter to the floor. She brings her hands up to her head, but it explodes. Angel, you are up. All you see is the one left guy catch him over the side. He's dunked down behind the car.
All right, so I'm going to use Rhonda's plasma pistol that I took from her.
All right.
And 1 damage.
All right. Blast this thing off. You can see that it ricochets off the fender of this car. It acts a little bit of armor for him, and a bit of pieces kind of melt down a little bit, but not too bad. See this guy pop up around. Let me say Lefty. You were the first one down there, and he saw, so he's firing at you first. Whoops. 8. 7 points of damage, Lefty.
Well, it turns out Lefty's only got 1 life, so he's not a cat. He's dead.
Pops up kind of just over the back end of this car, levels it down for the moment, lets this plasma rifle go off to the side that he does, and pinpoints this little red dot on Lefty's forehead. It's sort of just that silencer sort of sound. You see Lefty just hit the ground. And that puts, well, Lefty is dead, so you can get ready to introduce your next character. Do you want to jump in on this one, John, or wait till the next one?
Not yet. I have a location for him. When it comes up, I'll jump in.
All right, perfect. And again, checks, just introduce your next character whenever you want. So Angel and Carlos, give me your DSS roll.
Crit fail.
What you got, Carlos?
Oh, 1. I don't know what I'm rolling.
Oh, I'm sorry. DSS roll for initiative.
1. I'm going last. Just kidding.
Actually, you are up first in that case. You can see he's basically just taking cover behind the car the best he can, trying to pop off shots as he's able.
Okay, I'm gonna go pew 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 pew. Finger guns.
That's a net 20, so he completely fails that.
He takes 3 moxie damage as I finger bang him.
That shall be what is now referred to as. Give yourself 30 bonus points just for that.
Oh, perfect.
Giving him the finger.
Boom. Boo, boo, boo. He's going to pop up. I guess at you, Carlos, since you're finger banging him, you can at least try to unload once on you. So 6 damage.
Did you buy him dinner at least?
No, that's not how I roll. Okay. So it's 5 points per HP, right?
Yep.
So 25 points to reduce it by 5. So I'm going to spend almost all the points you just gave me.
Okay.
And only take 1 damage, which is half my health.
All right. And with that, Angel, you are up.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna fire off another with the plasma pistol. You don't have to argue with anybody to use it anymore. Oh wait, what am I doing? I just rolled a d20 like I was rolling to hit. 2 damage.
Pops up just like he's getting ready to take another shot. This one skims across his shoulder. He lets out a bit of a yell as he drops back. Did you want to jump into the character checks or?
I'll hold off just now.
Okay, so back over to you, Carlos. I won't worry about DSS right now. So, Carlos, you are up. I'm going to assume you're finger banging him.
Yeah, I am. Sorry. Someone is telling me that my good friend's dad just died.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
Not the best time. I got a 20, so I'm going last.
If you need to step off, you can. That's cool.
No, I mean, it's not gonna...
And
I'll deal
so,
with it in a minute, you know.
all right. In that case, Angel, you're going to be up first.
All right. So another shot from the plasma. A couple more. Yip yip yip. And then if anybody's watching, she looks kind of sad because normally the yip yips are in conjunction with somebody else.
Accompanied by her.
And 2 more damage.
Almost there.
Just D6.
All right. He's going to pop up this time on you, Angel. 2 points of damage on you, Angel. And Carlos, you are up. You can see he's bloodied up pretty bad. His head is kind of deformed on one side from these brain explosions.
I'm down, by the way.
All right.
I'm gonna double finger bang him. Pew!
That's another nat 20, so no.
So you can take 3 more moxie damage.
He's got 2 left. At this point, he just drops his gun. He holds his hands up to his head as you're basically frying his brain. Want to take your final shot and kill him?
Absolutely. 2.
Right on the money. You see his head explode across the back end of this Cadillac. Bit of brain matter across the back windshield. This car is definitely in immaculate condition. You can see the hoods up on the front of it. Brand new engine pieces are in there. Brand new tires are on the side of this thing. See 2 drums, big gallon, like 5-gallon drums of gasoline. The oil ones are already filled. It looks like Ketchum and Ellen were here ahead of time. Pretty much have everything ready to go. Glance around. It looks like an old mechanic shop from way back before the fallout. You can still see tools lining some of the walls. Everything down here is pretty much preserved. In front of you, though, is just this big overhead door that looks like it would kind of open up. You do know that you're down under the ground. But...
You hear this noise. There's a tapping from the trunk.
I'm gonna go check it out. Is the trunk locked?
I can say you can open it from... Oh, there's keys in the car, too, so I mean...
All right, I go grab the keys in the car and I pop the trunk.
There's a completely naked guy in there. There's a bunch of stuff laying around him, but he's all tied up. It's Lunk. He's part of the group. He's been missing for 2 weeks. Lunk the punk.
Oh, well, if it isn't that Jagoff, I would cut your rope, but I don't have any knives, so I'm just going to grab the rope and brain explode the rope open.
Because every rope can be brain exploded.
You're gonna
It's
finger bang it.
Yeah.
finger bang that rope.
Pew!
And what do you do, Lunk?
Lunk runs over to the 2 bodies of the people who are there, or whatever's left of them, and just starts kicking the shit out of them, looking back at the others like something dark happened here. And he's just, smash, smash, smash.
You can see that they've both been finger banged pretty badly, so they're already a bit roughed up. But
That's all right. Now they're going to be testicles squashed too.
poor people, I tell you.
That poor Ellen got her testicles squashed.
Hey.
After
Bash those ovaries in.
all right, what do you guys want to do?
So you guys
Work
want
on-
to like dig this thing out?
Go over to this door, Carlos. This overhead door, kind of lifted a little bit. You can see when you lift it up, it's just this long black hallway in the distance. Disappears, but you can see a pinpoint of light at the end. This nice, cool breeze washes over you.
Yeah, I'm gonna start the car.
Carlos steps into the driver's seat. Turn the key, and this engine roars to life. The whole thing vibrates a little bit from the power of this engine. Nice leather seats that wrap around, comfortable. Most exotic thing you've probably ever sat in. A pair of fuzzy dice hang from the windshield. Gold-plated trim on the inside. Who else gets in the car?
Well, yeah, Lunk will get in. He'd be happy to be in the front seat this time, or at least the back seat.
Lunk pulls shotgun, climbs in beside Carlos, the 2 of you. This big black machine just for the 2 of you. Checks.
Yep. I'm good.
All right. So, pull this car to life. Carlos, start cruising down this long, dark hallway. You see there's a gentle incline. Get the sense you probably went down a good mile or so, but then it ramps up and you pull out into the desert sun. You can see the Deathmark town way back behind you in the distance. You kind of drive up through the sand a little bit. I mean, you have to bust through a little bit from the ground, but it's just this long, basically a bunker. Everything was stored down in here. The 2 of you have this beautiful black car, the last V8 to exist, or so you think. I will let you 2 describe what you go off and do, make yourselves legendary. And checks if you want to jump in at any time, feel free.
I'll go first if they don't mind, so they can have the glory moment. But I imagine that in the desert, is Buttercup, who looks like the proverbial shithouse, brick shithouse. And you can see the dust coming towards him from the distance as he stands, and he puts his hand out like a hitchhiker, almost, except in the palm of his hand is a Mr. Potato Head, which also has an arm stuck out like a hitchhiker. And as he watches the dust cloud get closer, it just zooms by him. And he thinks he recognizes the faces of the people in it, in this black car that just went zooming past.
So it's up to you guys if you see Buttercup standing on the side of the road or not, but I will let you guys detail your heroic scene.
I would say we find the remaining members of the mechanic gang that was putting this all together, that had captured Lunk and kept him down there and worked them all over, took all of their stuff, and perhaps led them to a fort rundown fort, and Lunk stayed behind with the fort and built it back up. Got some other punks together and brought the whole gang in. Now they've got a bitchin' fort to work out of, and Lunk is the mayor.
Mayor Lunk.
The punk.
And what about Carlos? How does he go down in infamy?
Well, he's got a bitchin' Ford, but I got a bitchin' Camaro. Which is... Anyway, so I just drive around, and around, and around, and around, pick up lots of chicks, run out of gas, and abandon it in the middle of nowhere.
Along with all the chicks.
Well, some of them at least.
You just keep the good ones.
Not before he finger bangs them.
I was gonna say you leave the ones that have been finger banged behind, and nice.
Well, yeah, basically.
And did you have anybody left, Jeremy?
Nope, I am completely wiped out of characters.
All right. So, what is Buttercup's final thing? Anything?
It's the end of the Incredible Hulk, the original. This car goes flying by, and it's just the sad music plays as he wanders off in the distance towards Phallus Canyon.
His once former home. Nice. And that will be the end then, fellas. Thank you very much for joining me for travels through the Phallus Canyon and whatever other places you may have visited we can't mention. But again, thank you guys very much.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I would